Our story begins with a boy named Lynchin who is doing his physical training, but he is very weak, that's why all his friends make fun of him, and also he has another name, who is 8-second boy, as well as being laughed at by his friends, where we now learn that he got sick when he was younger, which made him very weak, and also his coach is very worried for him because the physical test is going to start very soon, and now after the end of school, an old man gives him a parcel, and when he opens the parcel, there is a small Godzilla in it. Happens and he becomes very happy to see this, because this Godzilla is given to him by his father as a gift for his upcoming birthday, and there is also a letter in it, which is written by his father, and after reading it all becomes very emotional. There's some bullies come who snatch his mini Godzilla and start making fun of it. Then after that the boy mini throws Godzilla away, and after seeing this, Lynchin gets very angry, but he can't do anything, so now he runs to get Godzilla, but then a truck comes in front. And the driver of the truck is also surprised to see that where did the last boy come from, and after that the game ends for the one who is Lynchin. But this story does not end here, this is just the beginning. Then we come to another place, and here he opens his eyes and it is the sea, and he looks at his hand and tail and he is very surprised to see it, and it is none other than Lynchin, who reincarnated as a mini Godzilla. He is shocked and confused, thinking maybe this is the afterlife, but then a system appears in front of him. Mini Godzilla gets even more shocked to see this and also tells the system. The host has now been detected, and also the evolution system has been activated, and hearing this after that Mini Godzilla is very much surprised. Then after that the system starts telling, look, this is your Windows status, which contains complete information of Mini Godzilla, and after listening all these things Mini Godzilla understands it. There is a system that can make me very powerful. Then after that Mini Godzilla logs into that system, and after that he gets a skill, which is the devil's. Because of this Mini Godzilla, if any other, when it eats a monster, it gets whatever skill that monster has, and then suddenly Mini Godzilla starts feeling hungry, and it understands that if it doesn't eat anything in a while, it will die of hunger. The reason will be killed. Now thinking all these things, he starts going towards the front because there is light, and the light attracts the other monster towards him, and then suddenly a deep sea fish comes in front of him, which has sharp teeth, and which attracts other fish towards itself by using light. And as soon as both of them come face to face, Mini Godzilla stops there. He is afraid of this fee, and because of this both of them run away from each other. But the system comes in front of Godzilla, which is tells that why are you afraid of that small one again, whereas your body is bigger than that. And after hearing this Godzilla also stops, and he makes evil face and looks at that fish and asks his question, makes an attack from it, so that it is killed again there. And then after that Mini Godzilla eats that fish, so that whatever skills were of that fish, now Mini Godzilla has got it, and also it has evolution points are also received. Now the light starts burning inside Godzilla, which attracts other fees towards it, and then eats a lot of fishes, and because of this it gets more evolution points. Now after eating all the fishes, the system gives him a lot of rewards, which are scales, joint claws, and body build, and after that Godzilla becomes evolve and becomes more powerful than before. Now its height and his weight increases, but Godzilla thinks that if he goes to the human world at this time, the humans who attack him may attack him with missiles, and also, his height and weight are not that much yet. He is young, so he decides that he will have to become more powerful and he will have to eat more. Then maybe he can stand in front of humans. But then suddenly a big squid fish comes, and at the same time, Godzilla with its tentacles catches it. So that we understand that this squid fish is much bigger than Godzilla, and at the same time Godzilla is not able to breathe and he does not want to die yet. But then suddenly a giant whale goes in front of that squid fish, and seeing that it is a squid, releases Godzilla, and after that the squid fish goes on to attack that giant whale. But now Godzilla understands that it is like this, can't always run away from fear. He thinks about his past life, how people used to bother him. So now he has decided that while he will never run away from difficulties, he will face them head on, and with that gusto Godzilla proceeds to attack the squid fish and devour its tentacles. And Godzilla has started eating the tentacles of that giant squid, and also his test he doesn't feel that bad, and as soon as he gets a bike he gets evolution points, and after that now Godzilla is very fast, also starts eating that giant squid. Now he gets a lot of evolution points, and seeing all this, the giant squid starts crying. Then now he attacks Godzilla and captures him again, but still Godzilla doesn't stop, he is being eaten. And now seeing all these things, the giant whale who is also joins the party and starts eating the giant squid, and after some time both of them eat that giant squid. Let's finish eating. And now Godzilla gets 3000 evolution points, and now the joint well comes in front of Godzilla, and after seeing that, Godzilla starts threatening that giant wheel and scares him away. And a few moments after this, Godzilla gets upgraded again and has become more powerful than before. And seeing all this, Godzilla becomes overjoyed, but still not full. It starts looking for more food, and it also finds a monster compass which always points like monsters. And now a few months pass and Godzilla is going towards an island. All the giant squid fish in the sea have been silent, or Godzilla has eaten them. But now Godzilla is very hungry, so he has come to this island where his compass has told that there are many monsters in this island, which will help Godzilla to increase his power somewhere. So now he decides that he will go to this island, and now he starts climbing on top of that island and reaches there, where there is a very beautiful scene in front of him, and also there are a lot of different types of monsters, which is very different, and Godzilla is very happy to see all these things because he tired of eating seafood. And now as soon as he goes ahead, there are some creatures flying above who see Godzilla. Then he, with great speed, Godzilla moves to attack. Godzilla is defending himself, and Godzilla now attacks these monsters and starts eating them, and also gets a new type of skill. Now Godzilla has got a new skill, then he is ready to use his new skill. He charges himself and ready to make an attack, and the creature who is there is very surprised to see that he is afraid, and Godzilla makes his attack. But that attack turns out to be very weak. I laugh seeing this. But what can we do now? This new Godzilla has become, and he is also very surprised seeing, and now those creatures attack Godzilla with great speed, and Godzilla is not able to do much. Those Richards have attacked him and have injured Godzilla a lot. Godzilla is unable to do anything. Godzilla asks the system, which is your last type of skill, which is not able to do any work. Then the system tells that there is a technique to use this attack by keeping your body in a right position. We'll have to attack, and now Godzilla is very disappointed by remembering the things of his past life. Then now he gets angry and tries to charge himself. Godzilla gets engaged and prepares his attack and attacks them directly, so that the creatures there are finished in one stroke. And seeing this, Godzilla becomes very happy, but now he is very tired. He is done because the power of his attack has consumed him too much. Then now he sits there and starts eating those creatures, and at the same time he gets a lot of evolution points, but it is not enough for him. Yes, now he starts going forward. Now he starts feeling very thirsty while walking. So now he reaches a place in search of water, and he looks in front and says, near which river a lot of monsters come must be to drink water. And only then he starts looking in front, and then suddenly a huge buffalo comes in front of him, and seeing this he gets very scared, and we can also see his size, which is similar to Godzilla. It is very big. Its length is 19 meters and its weight is 20 tons. And then suddenly some crocodiles come there and attack that buffalo. He is surrounded from all sides, and now the crocodiles slowly start eating him, and he turns into a skeleton. This crocodile is very dangerous. He is called King Crocodile, and that crocodile kills Godzilla. Let's see, and those crocodiles now move towards Godzilla. But Godzilla is also ready. Then suddenly a huge hand comes towards those crocodiles and starts pulling the crocodile towards a cave. Then he makes a long jump, and we see in the shadow that it is King Kong, who is trying to kill these crocodiles. Godzilla is watching from a distance, but now somewhere King Kong also feels that there is something else besides him. Whoever is there, then he looks back. Godzilla is in front of him. And seeing him, Godzilla has now understood that hardly he will be able to win from him. That's why he scaredly shows him his hand and says hello to him. But this makes King Kong angry. He gets more angry than Godzilla thinks. Usually gorillas who are afraid of someone show their teeth. But if they are afraid of something, if needed, he shows his hand. From this we can understand that who is King Kong. He is thinking that this creature wants to snatch my food from me, and then Godzilla also feels it. So from there tries to escape, but now it is too late, which is King Kong. Now he has attack on Godzilla. King Kong physical power is very high. He is very fast and agile, and Godzilla can hardly avoid his attack. He is saved, but now Godzilla has also understood that he cannot run away from here, so he bites his hand, but it does not make much difference to King Kong. He becomes even more angry, but Godzilla gets a chance. Goes and he prepares his punch to attack King Kong, and he attacks, but it's a fool of him. He forgot that his Joha as he is too small, not made to punch. And seeing the opportunity, King Kong attacks Godzilla and beats him to death. But still Godzilla tries in his hands, but he bites again, and somewhere now Godzilla is thinking that he will have to use energy breath or else he will not be able to survive, but now King Kong has caught hold of his jaws and tries to tear him apart. And now Godzilla is ready to use his energy breath because he doesn't want to die. He charges himself and does a dangerous attack with his energy breath which directly hits King Kong, and now King Kong as far away goes and falls on a mountain. Scars are made on his chest, but still it doesn't matter much, just scratches, and Godzilla is also surprised to see this, but King Kong escapes from there, so now Godzilla is very worried about it. He becomes more happy because he has won this match and now only he is there, so now he looks at those crocodiles and wants to catch them. He starts eating tacks and he gets a lot of evolution points. Now whatever defense Godzilla has now becomes even stronger. Now he moves towards those remaining crocodiles to eat them. Godzilla, who is cooking crocodile meat with the help of his explosive breath, and we didn't even know King Kong could use explosive breath like this, and now this life is in Iceland and it's got a new skill, and now the explosive breath is improved because now it will generate radiation heat. Now Godzilla feels like he's the Emperor of Europe. He got the throne armor the last time he signed on. And then a rat appears in front of him. It's a giant rat is there. Its length is 3 to 4 meters and its weight becomes up to 1.5, and Godzilla likes it very much because it is here alone and no one is with it. So both eat meat together, and Godzilla says that if someone tries to threaten you, don't take too much stress. I will protect you. And also now Godzilla is more powerful than ever has become Lee, and its attack has improved a lot, and even though it says King Kong comes in front of me, this time he will hardly be able to beat me. But I feel very lonely here. I wish he could be a little brother to me, be like and be with me, and he's smart too, so maybe he'll accept. Then Godzilla calls the system and says use all my evolution points, and the system uses all the points, so Godzilla evolves. Godzilla is only 0.5 meters tall when Godzilla evolves. To Godzilla's dismay, he uses his 40,000 deflation points to grow only 0.5 meters, and Godzilla moves on. I remember the last time I used evolution points, I got a lot of rewards too. But why not now then? The system says you have never played an RPG game. As your level increases you will need more evolution points to upgrade, and after hearing this Godzilla becomes more angry because he has to reach 100 meters and he probably needs a lot of evolution points from him. But Godzilla says I won't care about all this right now. I just want to mend my relationship with King Kong and I'll get this food for him. After that he calls the mouse and says, do you know where is King Kong? Then this mouse nods his head and says yes. This mouse can tell by the smell of King Kong where is King Kong. Then Godzilla says that if you find King Kong I will give you a lot of meat, and after hearing this he becomes very happy. Now both of them go ahead and all these monsters are happy because Godzilla is going from here and saying let us eat, there is no one. Now we will be able to survive here very comfortably, but Godzilla is thinking, it came to his mind that you guys wait for me, I am just going to pick up my friend, after that we both will come together, then see, you guys will not survive. Now Godzilla goes ahead and reaches near a cave and says it looks like very dangerous place. Is King Kong really here? And he asks the mouse too. Then the mouse points to one side, and seeing this Godzilla says let's go inside and see once. And now when he goes inside he feels someone's breath, but he is very weak and moves, and there are many cobwebs inside and the environment inside is very strange, and when you look in front you are completely shocked. There are many cells, and when he looks in front of him, he is even more shocked because there is a girl in front of him, and this girl is none other than King Kong. I don't even know if King Kong can actually change shape or not, but it seems. Even Godzilla is surprised to see how a King Kong can change into a human, and that too a human. Godzilla goes to this girl and asks her how you can turn into a human, but he sees the wound on her chest which still hasn't healed, and this girl says you are the same. How are you here? They have come. Godzilla says that in reality you have become a human and are also talking in human language. Are you a ghost? Who is in the form of a goblin? And then King Kong says you look behind you, and as he looks back there are many creatures here. Godzilla also gets confused seeing what is the last one. And only then this creature attacks Godzilla, but Godzilla catches it. The name of this creature is dead road reptiles, and its length can go from 10 to 60 meters and its weight can go from 40 to 100 tons. It always likes to live in groups. Its teeth and nails are very sharp and its tail is poisonous. It is a great enemy of King Kong. But Godzilla finds it very disgusting to see this thing. And this creature tries to attack Godzilla. Then Godzilla crushes him with his fist and says, "How dare you bite me," and Godzilla's hand gets scary liquid blood which is very disgusting, and at the same time Godzilla is surrounded by these creatures and attacks Godzilla. And Godzilla crushes them under his feet, but still they are too many and they attack Godzilla at once. And starts biting his body, and Godzilla says, "You guys are not going to leave me alone like this, and looks like you have to show me your power, how strong I am," and Godzilla starts charging himself, which all these creatures shocks the girl, and when she sees this she is very shocked, but the blood of those creatures gets on Godzilla's body because Godzilla finds it very disgusting, and then suddenly a creature comes forward to attack the girl, grows up, but Godzilla crushes him with his foot and says, "No one dares to touch this girl till I am alive." Now all the creatures are scared of Godzilla and try to run away from here. But Godzilla says, "If I allowed you to go from here," then charges himself and uses explosive breath which kills all the creatures, and this girl is also very surprised to see, and Godzilla says, "I have nothing to fear, no monster will be able to harm you as long as I'm with you," and makes a heart symbol, and then after that frees this girl from its claws, and yet this Godzilla is looking at this girl's chest. Seeing this, I think now Godzilla is a pervert, and also says, "I am very curious to know that how did you become like this, and your wound is also very serious," and now this girl comes down and goes to a rock and starts searching for something there. Then Godzilla takes out a bone from there, and then seeing this Godzilla says, "Are you looking for weapons from me? There is no need to be afraid. I never bully the weak, but there is something in this girl." And takes out some kind of fruit and says, "Eating this fruit has made me like this," and Godzilla is also surprised and says, "You ate this fruit and after that you became human. Is this fruit a mythical devil fruit? It's like a fruit in fantasy novels that if eaten can change anyone." Then after that they both come out and Godzilla says, "Now you will witness a miracle," and now Godzilla charges himself and uses his explosive breath to cook those creatures, and this girl gets shocked to see and says, "It smells great," and Godzilla says, "I don't want to eat these casting creatures, but if I don't eat it you won't give me a single eviction point. Even though it's dirty I have to eat it, but cook and eat it, but it turns out to be delicious, which is great," and Godzilla says, "Look how delicious it is now," and both of them get very happy. Later Godzilla gives meat to both of them, and both and Godzilla are eating meat with great pleasure and says, "Sister Ape, you are already good, but you can't be King Kong again. If you don't become King Kong then something the reptiles keep on bullying," and the girl says, "I can't change now, it's impossible for me," but Godzilla is thinking, after all it's a kind of fruit and this forest is very dangerous and there are so many monsters in the middle of it all. It's very hard to survive, it's hard, but still this meat tastes great. If I didn't come there today maybe those reptiles would have eaten it by now, I don't know. Maybe tomorrow morning we'll be alive then after that. Godzilla calls the system and says that, "Can't you change it back to King Kong?" System says, "Yes I can, because I am a science beast." System, "Just I have to analyze that fruit." Then Godzilla says, "For that we have to find another fruit, and so that you can analyze and it will turn into King Kong again. When I analyze that fruit," the system says, "maybe I can modify it so it turns into King Kong again." Then Godzilla says, "If that really happens it's possible. I can turn from monster to human again, and back to my world I will go. I think this place will make sense somewhere, and maybe I will be able to get back to my family." Godzilla says to Sister Ape, "Do you remember where did you get the fruit?" Then girl says, "I remember." So Godzilla says, "When we finish our food you have to guide me and show me where the fruits are so that you can turn into King Kong again." And after eating them, Godzilla gets a lot of evolution points and it very happy and thinking in my mind that maybe I have come to a parallel world after traveling, so even if I become a human once then maybe I can live my life comfortably with this girl, and that too peacefully with happiness. And after that 2 hours pass and now these people reach that place, but he looks here and they're then human. He is very surprised to see the skeletons, there are bones, and he says, "What is happening here?" And this girl points upwards and she says, "The fruit is above and it happens to be on the top of a mountain." Godzilla is also shocked to see this, and the girl says that it is the same fruit, but is Godzilla ready to climb? I don't know whether it is true or not. The Godzilla in me can climb mountains, but now Godzilla starts climbing and then suddenly a flying creature comes from above, and this Godzilla stops there because Godzilla is thinking that he can attack me. If he attacks, you will be in trouble right now. Not in a position to fight, but this creature is coming down very fast and Godzilla is serious now, but their direct eats a fruit from that tree without attacking Godzilla, and Godzilla is happy to see that because he wants to see that how does this effect work? Does it really turn the monster into a human? Can transform, and now that creature starts blocking and actually it comes in human form. This fruit can work, it crawls but due to lack of wings it is killed by falling from above. And thus in this place there are many human skeletons and Godzilla also understands this. So Godzilla thinks in his mind, that this place is very dangerous. I can quickly take a couple of fruits and leave from here, but when he looks in front, there comes a strange bird, which is watching Godzilla from above. And the name of this bird is Death Bird and its length can go up to 65 meters and its weight is up to 130 tons. It is always at the place where someone has a date and it is looking at Godzilla from above and Godzilla is thinking after all. What is this death spirit bird doing here? Is it the guardian animal of this fruit tree? And why is it looking down like that? Has it come to haunt us? Is it coming down now? It's going to bother me now too, but I won't let it happen. It's a very strange bird, but so far it hasn't shown any intention to attack me. Godzilla says, hello brother, my friend said this fruit is very tasty, so I here come to take 2 of these fruits and test them once. And Godzilla takes some fruits from them and says, thank you brother, I will never come to trouble you now. And also this bird is thinking in his mind like once this Godzilla eats this fruit, he will turn into a human. And then he will fall down and then he spreads his wings and very fast fly close to Godzilla and is flying under Godzilla. And Godzilla says, why is he doing this? Yes, I have only taken 2 fruits. Then after this Godzilla calls the system and says that you put these fruits in my purse, but the system says that you do not have any purse. If you want it you will have to pay 100,000 evolution points. Then Godzilla says that if I had known this earlier, I would hardly have used my evolution points in this way. But now it is too late because both of Godzilla's hands are busy and now this bird directly attacks Godzilla and inflicts multiple wounds on Godzilla. Godzilla tries to attack with its tail but the bird dodges it. Now this bird gets even more angry seeing this. Godzilla uses his explosive breath and says, now you see how I will fry you. I will make a kick, and saying this it hits the bird but its attack has a lot of recoil and that attack goes towards that bird. That bird tries to dodge it but due to the heat of radiation its wings start burning, due to which now it starts falling down, but that bird somehow saves itself and then comes back to attack after that. But then Godzilla jumps from above and collides directly with this bird and sits up, and now here Godzilla starts riding the bird. I didn't know Godzilla could do that, plus he snaps the bird's neck so he can control the bird, and it happens now this the bird becomes more angry and flies very fast and it comes in the sky, and Godzilla looks down from above and says that I have not seen such a beautiful sight in my previous birth. If I talk about it, I have hardly ever seen anything like this. I am very happy to see this sight. But this bird is flying very fast. Now he starts coming down fast and Godzilla thinks that this bird has gone mad. Now it will crash landing on the mountain, due to which Godzilla's condition starts getting worse. But then Godzilla notices a river on his right and thinks to himself that if I use my explosive breath and time it right, it's possible that I'll fall straight into that river and this bird will crash straight into the mountain. And says, you are not only mad, I also have a job which is very difficult. Which I can do. Didn't your mother teach you not to mess with a decent person? Then Godzilla himself, by charging it, directly attacks the bird, and somewhere its explosive breath is working and Godzilla is going away and this bird is going straight towards that mountain. Now it starts going towards the river and the girl gets very scared, but Godzilla's plan works and he falls on the river and the bird hits the fruit tree, directly causing all the fruits to fall down, and also the bird starts falling down the mountain with great speed and falls over the skeleton, and Godzilla comes out of the water and sees where is the bird. Now this bird is lying on top of that skeleton and Godzilla is very happy and says, I defeated him, now tonight we are going to eat chicken, and opens his mouth, then a fruit falls straight in his mouth and Godzilla doesn't understand what has come in his mouth. But later he understands that it is a fruit. It's like a fruit that can be changed, and now Godzilla also starts glowing. And now shifts into a boy form and is very surprised to see that he also has a muscular body and is very handsome looking, and now he has a pigtail in his bum. Godzilla didn't want to be small, but now also what can we do, and says, I don't know that bird is still alive or dead. It is very dangerous for me and I need 6,000 evolution points now so that system can analyze that fruit just that bird is to collect and eat a bit of the flesh so that I can change. I will not change until the system analyzes that flower, but the bird is not killed yet, and seeing this worsens Godzilla's condition, and now the bird flies slowly and there is a human body in its mouth and a crystal in front of it which the bird eats very quickly, so that now the bird starts recovering with the help of the same crystal, and now the bird is ready to fly, goes and flies away, and Godzilla also says that it is good that this bird ran away from here. Otherwise it would created trouble for me. But I am feeling very bad that my friend Murga is going away from me, that too at the turn, but this girl says to hurry up. We have to go to a safe place and we have to find some monsters that we can eat. Godzilla says now I don't know if I will get anything to eat because I am still in human body and hardly I will be able to hunt, but then the girl says get out quickly, danger is behind you, and when Godzilla looks back it's followed by Imperial Crocodile which moves directly towards them to attack it. The Crocodile King attacks Godzilla from behind but Godzilla quickly dodges his attack and there are more crocodiles as well and Godzilla says I still don't have time to play with these guys. And anyway I am still in a small body and I will not be able to fight them alone, it will become even more dangerous for me, I have to stay alive and I have to run away from here, and now he is running away from here swimming very fast and says that if I run away from here at this speed, this Korkori will hardly be able to follow me, but a big Korkori comes in front of him and Godzilla also understands that he knew I could do this so came in front of me, now I have no way, now I have to fight it, and takes a big jump and grabs his jaws straight. Crocodile jaws are very strong, he crushes bones very comfortably, but if he tries to open jaws, then it is very difficult for him. But Godzilla says that you can't disturb me so easily, even now I can stand in front of you, and after hearing this crocodile maybe become more angry and death roll very fast. Now Godzilla also understand if it keeps doing this so maybe it will survive, it has to leave, but it leaves it, then there are many crocodiles behind it who want to kill it, but then suddenly that girl comes holding a vine and says catch it. Now Godzilla too catches that vine and escapes from these crocodiles, flies from there and reaches the ground, and after reaching the ground, the girl becomes even more happy and Godzilla also says that I have never experienced such a Tarzan. But now the crocodile is more angry and chases both of them with great speed, but Godzilla grabs the girl's hand and pulls her so that she escapes and the girl falls. She starts screaming. Now Godzilla grabs her hand and tells her to run away as they both will hardly be able to fight him and are running away from here very fast. Now Godzilla has become smaller and due to this his legs have also become smaller so that it is not able to run fast, but there the system comes and says I am very sorry to see you in such a condition. Then Godzilla says system, you help me, you analyze the fruit, but the system says sorry I can't break the rules, I can't analyze this fruit until you give me full evolution points, and Godzilla says crying hey, please help me, see now your master is about to die. What do you want? But still the system says I'm sorry. I can only pray to God for you. Then Godzilla says okay. Okay, but I don't want to die naked. Then the system says yes, I forgot to tell you one thing, that you have a skin set. Then now Godzilla wears his skin set and now they start running from there, and then that girl starts climbing on top of a tree, and this thing Godzilla sees and says that actually this girl is very intelligent. She knows how to use this power of yours, and that girl jumped from top, said that you also climb up, but Godzilla says I am sorry, maybe I do not have that much strength which was in my previous birth, I was very weak in this, I could not even do push-ups properly, so how will I be able to climb this tree, but it's a fight, I have to do it, and tries to climb up before the crocodile attacks and starts climbing with great speed, and when Godzilla sees his power like this he is very surprised. Even though he is in human form, but still it is very powerful, and seeing this thing, now this crocodile is more angry and crashes into the tree so fast that Godzilla's foot slips and he falls from the top down. We see that when Godzilla was falling down, so the girl saves Godzilla and pulls him up, and now they both come up and there are lots of crocodiles waiting for both of them under the tree. Godzilla says that this tree is very thick and this crocodile will hardly be able to do anything now. And there Godzilla says to the girl that you were worrying about me, but the girl says that you are too young for Godzilla and gets angry. Godzilla is there and says do you want to fight with me again, and now both start fighting with each other, and then there comes a python which is 70 meters long and weighs 70 tons. It is not poisonous, but it always hunts in trees, and seeing this Godzilla becomes alert, but hardly Godzilla is able to fight this python in his human form, and the python attacks both of them, but somehow they both recover and they start running away from here. This girl is very agile, so she jumps from the branches, but Godzilla does not have that much power. Yet she tries, and the python is coming behind them and understands that she will not be able to fight, and the system comes. Says you just need 100,000 evolution points, but Godzilla doesn't have that much, and then the python attacks the girl and is about to eat her. But then Godzilla appears in front of him and saves the girl, but the python eats Godzilla. Goes. And now it goes into the stomach of the python, and when Godzilla reaches its stomach, it says that this place is very discouraging. Now the python has eaten me. Now it seems that I will die here. I am not very strong. Yet Godzilla tells me there is some way out from here. Now starts charging himself ready to attack, but System comes there and says if you use your power in this human form you will not be able to handle your power as too much, you are more likely to be killed here. But Godzilla says that if I stay here like this, I will hardly survive. I have to do something, so I am using my explosive breath and there is not much time that I can earn 6,000 evolution points, but the system says why don't you start eating this python, you are in its stomach now, maybe you will get evolution points comfortably. And after hearing this, and Godzilla now go into the stomach of python and start eating, do it, but its test Godzilla finds it very useless, but now it has started getting evolution points, so now it has become happy. Now Godzilla starts getting a lot of evolution points, and now Python's stomach is being eaten continuously and Python is in a lot of trouble outside, and then Python tries to vomit, but Godzilla was not going to agree. He starts eating faster and says you try and see, when I came here it was your wish, but now I will go from here on my own wish. Then saying this he grabs Python's stomach, and now very soon Godzilla will have full evolution points, and now the system comes and says that the required number of evolution points are now done. Do you want to analyze that fruit? Then Godzilla says yes, and the system now that he starts analyzing the fruit, but it will take him 30 minutes, and this makes Godzilla extremely angry as he does not have 30 minutes and the progress is very slow. That's why Godzilla gets more angry. Then Godzilla says to the system, tell me, how can it progress so fast? If yes, then the system says for this you will need more evolution points. So now Godzilla starts eating more of Python's stomach so that it can get more evolution points. Now Godzilla eats Python's stomach very fast, so that Python falls down from the tree and is suffering a lot. And now the analysis of the fruit is now complete and he gets a notification. Do you want to get information about it? Then Godzilla says yes, and then one from the system fruit emerges which Godzilla sees and direct catches it and starts eating it. Now Godzilla eats the fruit which was there and says transfer and tries to transfer, but it has no effect, and system tells that when I analyzed this fruit, I came to know that this fruit is not from this world. It is from another world, and when someone eats this fruit, that monster comes into a human body and its life force he freezes in the form of a crystal. If you want to be Godzilla again, you have to. Godzilla says okay, then tell me now to break that crystal. Will I have to do cultivation? And then now Godzilla sits down and starts doing his work, and near that crystal reaches and breaks it, so that now Godzilla starts coming again in its original form, and the same python which is outside now starts flatulent, so that now this python hurts it a lot, and then Godzilla comes out tearing the stomach of that python, and due to which this girl becomes very happy, and at the same time crocodiles are scared to see Godzilla because now Godzilla has come out again to destroy them all, and comes and says you guys have troubled me so much, now it's my turn. And after some time Godzilla would have killed all those crocodiles and is now ready to cook all these crocodiles by gathering wood at one place and using his explosive breath to light a fire there, and all these now starts cooking in the fire. And at the same time the girl says that after all, how did you come back to your real form and how did you become so tall? Then Godzilla says that for this you will not have to do much. You have to wake up at the right time, you have to eat at the right time, you have to exercise well so that you can also be tall. Which is the right thing, and now the crocodiles are ready to cook. Now Godzilla is going to eat them, and also now this girl also starts eating, and now Godzilla gets a lot of evolution points, and at the same time the system has given him a fruit, and if a wounded monster eats this fruit, then all his wounds are healed. But Godzilla does not understand all this stuff and says it is not looking so special, and then he looks at the girl and says that the wound is not yet healed, and so he gives this fruit to this girl, and this girl starts eating this fruit, but this girl finds this fruit very strange. But now this fruit starts doing its work, he does it, and so that this girl had a wound in her chest. Now it starts happening there, and seeing this she becomes very happy and eats that fruit with great speed so that she recovers again. And she starts beating her chest, and seeing this Godzilla Says maybe that's why your wound was not getting healed. But this girl says this is my habit, it can never go away. Then Godzilla says that from now on we both will never fight, we both will be together and I will protect you. But this girl says this can't happen, we both are rivals, we have to fight each other for our territory, for our food, so this is the rule of nature. But Godzilla explains that if we continue to fight like this again between territory and food, then both of us will be in loss, so we should live together so that we can hunt those who are bigger than us. But now Godzilla asks, tell this last. How did you escape from that bird and how did you eat this fruit? Did it not attack you? And Godzilla takes very perverted care for this girl in his mind, and somewhere or the girl also understands that's why she kills Godzilla by throwing a bone, and tells that when I ate that fruit and came in human form, I grabbed a rock so that I saved from falling. Then after that I went to a cave where that bird and that creature were fighting, and the bird was very difficult to face those creature, and Godzilla says I know wasn't that they were troubling strange bird and creature, and that creature is very bad, I should talk to that bird once. And it further tells that when that bird was not able to face their creature, it got up from there and went somewhere far away, but I got stuck there. Then after that those creatures caught me and took me somewhere else. They must have come to know who I was. They must have got the smell of King Kong from inside me. Then Godzilla says, does it mean that those creatures wanted to arrest you and make you their mistress? King Kong was on my mom, my dad and me, but we had a fight with these creatures, and after that my mom and dad also went to fight them, but they didn't come back, that's why now I also fight them and kill them, but their number is very high. And after that Godzilla says that you do not take much tension. It has become my second home now, and I will not let anyone destroy it. I will protect it myself, and no matter what, yes, I will finish him, just I have to upgrade myself as soon as possible so that I become 100 meter and my level reaches to Behemoth. After that I will defeat that King Reptiles in a pinch. Then the next day, King Kong calls Godzilla to his house, and Godzilla tells that he said that both of us should hunt together, and so that Godzilla can easily earn evolution points. And Godzilla is watching all this from hiding happens and says, why is she shouting so much? I told her many times that she is not that big anymore. Because of this everyone's attention will go on her. Why can't she be a lady? And always beats her chest. And then Godzilla feels something where two saber-toothed tigers are coming who are ready to attack this girl secretly and attack, but Godzilla comes from behind and catches them both and says, how dare you both attack it while I am alive? And when the saber-toothed tiger looks back here, it gets very scared, and now directly Godzilla attacks these saber-tooth and kills and eats them. And now Godzilla reaches that girl's cave and is sitting there comfortably cooking meat. But here a lot there are bones, and says that seeing all this I do not think that this will be a girl's house. Girls are clean and tidy, but then suddenly something starts happening to this girl and she feels a lot of pain in her body. And Godzilla is completely surprised to see this. It does not understand what is happening with it, and it says that my heart is hurting, and there the system comes and says that its body is about to collapse. Perhaps there is a side effect of that fruit which is happening in its body, which is the fruit which makes the monster human and uses his life force, and slowly his body becomes very weak so that he dies. The same happens, and the system says over there that if you want to fix it, you will have to pay 1,000,000 evolution points. And after hearing this, Godzilla wants to save this girl by any means, so now he starts eating a lot of meat. But this is not enough for this, so he locates the monsters with the help of his compass and he goes to hunt them. He does not want anything to happen to this girl, and while leaving he says to that mouse that you take care of yourself, I will be back soon, and this mouse also bids it goodbye. Then after that Godzilla comes to the jungle, and here he finds some frogs who attack Godzilla, but Godzilla chases them away and starts eating them. Godzilla finds it disgusting, but he needs a lot of evolution points to save that girl. So he starts eating them all and eating all the monsters he finds on the way and so on, and gets a lot of evolution points. And then he eats a creature, but his nosebleed starts coming and he spits it, and then he hears someone growling from far away. Then he understands that there must be a huge monster. Now Godzilla starts going there and he finds a group of wolves on the way, whose length goes from 10 to 30 meters and weight goes from 30 to 90 tons. They are very dangerous and merciless, they move very fast. Attacks on their prey and crushes them to bones with their jaws, and Godzilla sees this and says, "What are these wolves doing here?" And these wolves are attacking a big sloth. The length of this sloth is 35 meters and weighs 105 tons. Its nails are very dangerous, but these wolves are attacking the sloth, and the sloth is saving itself by killing these wolves, and Godzilla is watching all this from a distance, knowing that it is believed that right now these two monsters are fighting with each other. If any one of them survives, then Godzilla will eat them, and if they are fighting with each other, then the monsters on both sides will definitely be injured, after which Godzilla will not have to face much difficulty. But these wolves are overpowering Sloth, and seeing this, Sloth starts running from there, and Godzilla is with him. And as soon as this sloth goes ahead, Godzilla attacks with his tail, which makes the sloth fall down, and then after that now Godzilla starts eating the sloth, and so that Godzilla gets a lot of evolution points. But when those wolves see that their prey is being eaten by Godzilla, they become very angry and proceed to attack Godzilla directly, and Godzilla attacks a wolf with great speed and eats it. And now Godzilla looks at these wolves very angrily and surrounds Godzilla, but these wolves are very angry on Godzilla. That's why now they all attack Godzilla and beat Godzilla. Let's do it. But Godzilla is also facing all these wolves and killing them, but still it is very much in number, and one of them attacks this girl and is just about to kill her. Then Godzilla, he grabs that girl by his hand and his direct attack falls on Godzilla. Now Godzilla gets more angry, so he charges himself and gives a dangerous electric shock to all these wolves, so that these wolves now start falling down, and condition of all these wolves gets worse, and slowly now Godzilla is eating them all. But still, this much evolution points is not enough for Godzilla. He needs a lot more evolution points.
Bigger than those wolves appears, who is looking at Godzilla very angrily, and Godzilla starts thinking in his mind, "This is the leader of these wolves, and now he has come in front of me to fight me. But that's fine, I just need to concentrate on my food." And when the wolf sees that Godzilla is not paying attention to it, it gets very angry and proceeds to attack it directly. Godzilla notices this and says that nothing can stop him from eating me, and attacks with great speed. But instead of attacking the wolf, he attacks his companion, and after seeing this, he gets even more angry and attacks the director. But then Godzilla gets a notification that he has got 1 lakh evolution points. Got it, so he gets very happy and stands up so that the wolf can't attack him. Then after that, Godzilla tells the system to start the process, but it takes 18 minutes to complete. Godzilla doesn't know whether this girl will be able to survive for 18 minutes or not, but still he says that I have wasted too much time fighting these monsters, why don't I kill them now? The process is to complete it fast, and after that Godzilla attacks with his mouth, but the wolf escapes from that attack and attacks Godzilla, but Godzilla directs him a bite and throws him away, and the wolf and gets even more angry, and Godzilla is thinking only about that girl, but still this wolf is very weak in front of Godzilla. Godzilla charges himself and attacks that wolf directly with his explosive breath, and that attack directly falls on this wolf, so that now it hits a rock very far away, and now it has been very injured. All its hair has been burnt. Then after this, now this wolf gives voice to its king, and Godzilla says that it seems that now the king of these wolves will come here, but why is he not visible? And then the king of those wolves comes behind him, which is looking very dangerous. The length of this wolf is 50 meters and its weight is 150 tons, and when Godzilla sees the king of these wolves, he is very surprised, and says that seeing this wolf, I feel that it knows martial arts and I am still a newcomer, and what is this long sword doing behind its back? And when this wolf comes in front of these wolves, then all the wolves see it and give respect, and Godzilla sees it. He says, no matter how you look, but don't try to think yourself cool. And then this wolf looks at that girl, and Godzilla is thinking in his mind that why this wolf is looking at this girl. Is it an old ancient pervert? Then after this the wolf attacks Godzilla with speed and directly tries to attack the girl, but Godzilla saves her, and this wolf makes an attack directly on Godzilla and his hits her on the eye, but Godzilla sees it and gets very shocked because this wolf is in his weak. Godzilla is attacking on points. He does not understand how the last one is so intelligent like this, and again attacks on that girl. But Godzilla is saving himself how or not, and also this girl. Now the attack of this wolf has become very fast, but Godzilla uses his tail and falls there. Bones attacks and that Bones goes directly towards that wolf, but this wolf dodges him and Godzilla is about to use his explosive breath, and this wolf remembers that Godzilla's explosive breath is very dangerous and Godzilla attacks him, but this wolf dodges him and escapes from him and again very quickly jumps and catches his sword, and Godzilla himself is surprised to see this, as well as I am also surprised whether a wolf can really use a sword. It is beyond my belief. Maybe it can be, and this wolf shows his way of fighting and using the sword makes an attack on Godzilla, which that Godzilla has to, and now I also came to know that this wolf can really use sword, and now Godzilla has also come to know that it is very dangerous. Godzilla should take it seriously, otherwise when this wolf make a dangerous attack on it. Then after that Godzilla starts running with great speed, because this it has been learned that he will probably be able to stand in front of it, and anyway that wolf is the same size as Godzilla and he also has a dangerous sword. Godzilla wants to save this girl by any means if this girl becomes King Kong again. So very easily these two together can defeat that wolf. That's why Godzilla puts it in the tree so that it can climb from this tree and go somewhere else. Then after that it again turns into King Kong. But that wolf directly follows Godzilla. Godzilla gets injured and uproots the tree and throws it directly at the wolf and waits for the right opportunity to attack it directly with its explosive breath, but the wolf barely escapes. Moves to attack. I can't tell you how stylistically that wolf survives that attack, and Godzilla is even more shocked to see this thing. He's getting extremely angry that his attack doesn't even hit this wolf, and it's the sword which is more dangerous than its claws and teeth. Godzilla has to find a way to defeat this wolf, and so now Godzilla moves to attack it, and then suddenly the wolf's companion attacks Godzilla's leg. Does and catches him, and after that this wolf attacks Godzilla from behind with great speed. Wants to, but he is surrounded, and then the same death bird comes from the sky and it is watching from above, and then its eyes fall on that girl, and after seeing this it becomes very happy and says that finally I found you, and goes ahead to attack this girl by saying this, but the girl escapes from her attack no matter what. Goes, and Godzilla sees this and gets very angry because now the girl is also in danger and another enemy has come to attack, but the girl is surviving somehow and hides to save her. So both of them attack her, and Godzilla does not want anything to happen to this girl because no one was her friend in her previous life, but now it is this girl who is with her, so Godzilla moves forward. And this wolf comes from behind and thrusts a sword into its chest so that Godzilla is badly injured, and Godzilla seeing all this now charges himself and says, you guys are trying to trick me ho, but you guys will be punished for this, and gives a dangerous electric shock and very angrily looks at this wolf's mate and eats it on the spot so that the wolf is killed on the spot, and after seeing this the wolf is now scared somewhere, and only then a notification comes to Godzilla that the process is now complete and Godzilla will be killed. Who gets the fruit back, and he says eat this fruit quickly, but still Death Bird is keeping an eye on this girl, and that girl quickly eats that moment, and then this bird attacks her. And Godzilla says that you transform quickly. I told you the technique today. So transform quickly now, and this girl moves her hand forward and attacks this Death Bird, and this attack was very dangerous due to which that bird falls too far, and at the same time King Kong is back in his original form. And now Godzilla is very happy that he has come in his original form, and thinking that Godzilla said that he has to talk to this bird, and thinking that he directly attacks this bird and starts killing it. And says quickly, tell me, would you like to be our friend? And I don't know what the bird was thinking in its mind, but this bird refuses and now starts flying away from there, and this makes King Kong very upset. Gets angry and picks up a stick and throws it at the same bird, and when it sees the bird it barely avoids it, and Godzilla is also very disappointed, but he has to face this wolf yet, but it is more difficult, and this wolf directly attacks Godzilla and comes behind Godzilla. Godzilla understands that this wolf has to take back his sword, and Godzilla attacks him so that the wolf goes away, but Godzilla is tired, and then the bird attacks King Kong, and with great difficulty King Kong survives the attack. And Godzilla sees it, he gets more angry, but then suddenly the wolf comes to take his sword and tries to take it out, and when King Kong goes to save him, the bird attacks him from behind. gives and injures him, and Godzilla gets angry, so he starts charging himself, and this wolf remembers how he got the dangerous blow, so he starts running away from Godzilla, but this was Godzilla's trick and his real target was a bird, so using his explosive breath, he directly attacks this bird, due to which the bird starts going very far and hurts it a lot. Happens, and now Godzilla is very tired, so now he cannot do anything else, and that wolf comes to attack Godzilla, and then King Kong comes from above and directly attacks this wolf, so that its condition is very bad. Only gets worse. But this wolf somehow manages himself and again moves forward to attack King Kong and bites his leg, and King Kong also attacks, but the wolf survives his attack, and in the fight of both is going on like this. Godzilla is watching all this from a distance and says that if King Kong had not been there, I would hardly have been alive now, but this wolf is very powerful, it is not so easy to defeat it. It fights. Godzilla notices that this wolf is buying time so that his companions can go back and get the wolves. This wolf is really smart, and still King Kong and the wolf are fighting. And then the wolf moves forward to attack Godzilla directly, but King Kong grabs his leg and says, "I am your opponent," and spins him round and round with great speed and throws him and direct hits a tree, and Godzilla is wondering why he is challenging me. Can he use his sword? Wants to take it, but it is a knife or injures anyone very much, so this wolf does not want to give such a big treasure to anyone, and I do not even know what is its origin. It may be humans, that's why even King Kong is finding it very difficult to deal with it. Maybe it mixed with the humans, that's why Godzilla says stop fighting, and then after that they both stop and understand King Kong. I do not understand why Godzilla is saying this. Then Godzilla says, "Do you want this sword?" Then this wolf probably does not understand anything. Then after that Godzilla tells King Kong that you take this sword out of my chest. Then now King Kong starts taking out that sword, but Godzilla is in a lot of pain. Then after this the wolf applies mud in his wound to stop the bleeding from his wound, and seeing this Godzilla becomes more surprised. And he understands that this wolf may in fact have lived with humans before, and also with the king. Wong is also very intelligent. Then after that King Kong takes that sword out from Godzilla's chest, and Godzilla applies mud to his wound, and then after that King Kong throws that sword, and that wolf is here taking that sword, starts leaving, and from far away some girl is watching all these things and says that really there is this sprite core inside King Kong, which is a barbarian ape.
We see Godzilla, who has a lot of wounds in his body and is very much injured, and King Kong comes to him and says that quickly apply this mud to his wound, but Godzilla looks at the soil and flatly refuses because there are many earthworms in the soil, and says that I am feeling hungry so I should eat, and after hearing this King Kong goes from there to find food very fast. And after some time King Kong comes with a lot of monsters, and now these two are cooking him, but when King Kong inserts the stick into a live wolf from behind, I can clearly know it high that King Kong is very cruel, but what to do, it is the law of the jungle. And now both of them are cooking these wolves very comfortably, and just like that laughing and having fun together. This time is great for both of them to strengthen their bond, and now both eat meat, and Godzilla gets a lot of evolution points, which after that his devouring skill increases as well as heals all his wounds. And now thinking of all the monsters in Godzilla Island, he will have to make himself stronger very soon, because maybe going forward he may have to fight a war with these reptiles, because all the monsters that were there earlier had fought a war with reptiles, but they were all defeated, so now Godzilla will have to continuously eat other monsters, so that he can get more evolution points. After that, Godzilla remembers that where is the bird that he attacked with his explosive breath, so Godzilla asks King Kong where the bird fell. Then King Kong tells that there, and then it's after Godzilla is overjoyed to find the bird he has taken, because he has to eat chicken leg piece, and I also want to eat, but it will take some more time. And when he is going ahead and sees that there is no one at that place, the bird has already left. Godzilla is very disappointed after seeing this, because he really wants to eat chicken. Then after that the system comes there, and Godzilla asks where the bird has gone. Then after that the system comes there and Godzilla asks where the bird has gone. Then the system tells that at this place there is a kind of energy when a monster comes in human form. Then this energy comes out from inside. It means in the last part we saw a girl It could mean the same death bird, but Godzilla is very confused. Is it true in that date birth can turn into a human form? Then Godzilla blames the system that you must have given him the transformation fruit. Then the system flatly refuses and tries to leave the side. But what can even Godzilla do? And then the system tells you, don't you remember what happened before when that bird ate that fruit? It was that Humana came in form, after which he fell down. Then that date bird came in front and ate him by taking out the crystal from the dead man so that he recovered. It means she already knew about all these things and she could already change into human form. So now Godzilla understands that this can happen, and also King Kong is very upset because he does not understand who Godzilla is talking to, because till now King Kong doesn't know anything about the system. Then the system tells Godzilla, if you want to know how that bird can transform into human form, for that we have to hold it and look inside its body. But Godzilla says, if you want to know about all these things, then you go and find out yourself. I am not going to help you anything, and I have to upgrade myself again, and this is my territory. I am not going to leave it and go anywhere. After this, Godzilla tells King Kong that if you have eaten all the monsters in your territory, come on now, let's go to my territory. There will be a lot of monsters that we will eat very comfortably. And with this, now 1 week passes and still King Kong, Godzilla and Rat, these three are partying together and a lot, killing monsters very easily, cooking them and eating them. Life should be like this. After this, now Godzilla calls the system and signs in, and as soon as he signs in, he gets a skill which is roar power. Because of this power, whenever Godzilla roars, then for some time his enemy is there will stop. Then after this, system says congratulations to Godzilla and tells that he just got a gift pack which is for Beast, and after hearing this Godzilla becomes more happy and asks to show him, and system tells that now the option of shopping has come in the system. You can easily buy new skills from it. Then after this, the system opens its mouth and this store is inside the system's mouth. This is the strangest shop in the world, which is inside someone's mouth. Then after this, the system shows Godzilla new skills and lots of other items, which the first product is its name is Fruit of Thunder, which is from Pirate King World and it increases speed like light, and the second product is its name is Taiji Zhanlunyan and it is from Yanying World, and the third product is Titanium, which is from Titanium Worlds, and there is a Titanium Man version mecha. And after that, Godzilla checks the price of all these products, and when Godzilla comes to know the price of all these products, he cannot say anything because the prices of all these products are very high, which is it is very difficult for a poor Godzilla to buy them. And Godzilla tells the system that all these products are very high, but the system says that these are all otherworld products. For this you have to pay high delivery charges. So Godzilla now starts looking at other products, but every single product, their price is very high, which is beyond the budget of Godzilla. He just want to get some product which is worth 1 million, but he can't find it in the system. So Godzilla says, I can buy from the store now. Going out, the system stops Godzilla and says, wait, you can't go without taking anything from the store. Then the system shows him some other product which is worth 1 million, and this product is barbecue special sauce, which I don't even know what it is useful for, but Godzilla buys that product without having much option, and the system blows that product out of its mouth, which looks very dirty. How is it has a system? And when Godzilla sees this thing, he also finds it very dirty. So now he feeds that product to King Kong, which probably King Kong likes very much, and we viewers feel very bad. Does a friend do the same with his friend? And now both of them sit and eat their food comfortably. And then after that, Godzilla calls the system and checks the map. He wants to know what he has done around this island, which is the place where King Kong and Godzilla can go. Then after this, the system explains Godzilla in full detail. Then after that, Godzilla points out a place and says that this place belongs to King Reptiles, and last time King Kong's family went to fight them and they never came back, and the number of reptiles is increasing now, which is very dangerous for this world. I have to defeat King Reptiles by any means. Also take revenge of King Kong's family because King Kong is my very good friend. Then after that Godzilla King Kong says that I have a dream, I want to be the king of all monsters, and after hearing this King Kong doesn't understand anything. He is thinking maybe it is some food item. Then Godzilla says leave it, let it be, now let's finish our food. And then suddenly a gift comes from above and that gift falls directly into King Kong's food, and when King Kong smells then says that it is poop. Don't know what else will be seen in this part, and the same strange creatures that poop are flying in the air, and now King Kong is very angry. So one jumps and tries to catch those creatures, but King Kong manages to reach there and starts falling back down. Pulls himself up but is too angry, so goes to a stone height, tries to lift him, but he is too heavy for King Kong. So in the meantime Godzilla enters and says, why don't I show you my new skill which I have just got, making a sound of electric roar, due to which he gets stoked there and becomes more happy because its power is increasing very much. And Godzilla says to King Kong that look, you are sister ape and also a woman, and I am very happy here. I'm going to be king soon, so I have to deal with all the little things. And their King Kong is also thinking it seems that those who are brothers have to eat more. They have to become very strong. And then Godzilla says that from tomorrow we are going to start our special training from King Kong, and I will train you that how can you be a woman. Will be able to become. Then after this Godzilla remembers what he trained in his previous life and he starts thinking about them. Now he remembers how to train. Now Godzilla starts preparing for his special training. Now he has made a complete plan. How he will train for 1 month, and in this training he will also include King Kong so that he can make fry pig of monsters, and says like we will improve. Then after that death bird and that sword bearer wolf is ours, nothing will be able to spoil. But King Kong has no meaning with this training. He just wants his food, and Godzilla also understands this. So Godzilla gives greed to King Kong, and this greed really works on King Kong. When he sees this product he becomes very happy, and now he will help in Godzilla's special training, and this lets us know that this world is just full of foodies, and Godzilla is now 1000 times preparing to do a pull-up. All he has to do is jump up and grab this stick, but take it. King Godzilla's hand doesn't know his hand is too small, so now he jumps and grabs the stick with his jaw, and when King Kong looks here he can't understand. It looks like a chicken is tied to its head to be cooked in a stick, but the one who is King Kong is very agile and easily climbs on it and says you also come hold my hand, but Godzilla refuses and says that now we have to run, have to do, and now both are running. King Kong is running over the crocodile and Godzilla is coming behind him. All the monsters are here. Godzilla and King have ruined their life, but King Kong is too much. He is smart because he needs the product so that he can make meat more tasty and eat it, as well as all the other monsters. He is very upset with both of them, and now King Kong and Godzilla are training for combat fight, in which Godzilla has done one of his attacks which falls on King Kong and he falls far away. And Godzilla comes to King Kong, hands him, but it was a trick, and punches Godzilla, which makes a scar on Godzilla's eye, and Godzilla gets very angry, and after that he uses his explosive breath to create havoc everywhere because now Godzilla has become more powerful than before and he wants to defeat King Reptile soon. Then after this the system comes there and says you will hardly be able to train well in your monster form. Then Godzilla says, then system Kia, I can go from monster form to human form and do my special training with it. Then system says yes, or is it possible maybe. Then the system tells Godzilla the technique so that he can transform into human form, and Godzilla says then I would like to transfer King Kong back to human form with me and continue my special training if you are human, if you want to turn from form to monster. Then for that you have to break the crystal butt, but if you want to come from human to monster form you have to unite like a broken pill. But don't know Godzilla must have understood something or not, but still he kill King Kong. Godzilla calls and tells him the technique, and now they both sit down to transform themselves into human form and feel the power inside them. But Godzilla has a very strong susu, so he goes to the toilet. Goes to toilet and takes toilet comfortably at one place, and when he looks back, King Kong is not there, and he is very surprised to see where did King Kong go. He starts looking here and there, and only then he feels someone behind the rock, and when he goes in front, King Kong has come back in human form, which is very surprising for Godzilla. Then Godzilla thinks, Can I really come in human form? And thinking this, now he also starts feeling his power and Godzilla doing this. A lot of time also goes from afternoon to evening. But still no result is seen. Godzilla says this is very impossible for me, I am not able to feel anything, and gets very angry and starts taking out his anger on King Kong and attacks him, now ready to do it, but then he feels something that somewhere I am not able to feel the power which I want to feel properly. I have to break myself. That's why the explosive breath is now he swallows it with his own mouth so that there is a blast in his stomach and he again turns back to human, and I look very happy because now he has finally come in human form and now he is very happy. He can do his training comfortably, so now he starts roaming around King Kong and starts his training. Gets up, and the next morning Godzilla has started his training, but King Kong is still sleeping, and that's why Godzilla wakes him up by shouting, and then suddenly the girl attacks Godzilla and starts killing him and says, "How dare you wake me up? This is the right thing, never to wake up a sleeping King Kong." But now they both have started their training, but Godzilla's condition is very bad, he has to recover again, and he new skill is also needed, and now again transforms into Godzilla. King Kong says, "Why did you transform into Godzilla again?" Godzilla tells that I have found the place of King Reptiles, now we are going there. And after hearing this, King Kong becomes very happy, and now these people reach the place of reptiles and are watching that place from a distance, but only then King Kong is able to attack those reptiles with great speed. And Godzilla is very upset when he sees this comes. Because their number may be very much, but still King Kong doesn't care about anything, he just has to fight. So now King Kong starts fighting with these reptiles and kill them in big way, starts hitting badly, and there comes a lot of reptiles which are looking very dangerous, and then Godzilla comes from behind and says, "King Kong, after all, how will you be able to fight alone with all these replies? Now we have special training is done, now see, we will defeat all these monsters very easily today. Finally I will fight with all these reptiles and kill them." But Godzilla says, "Don't you think that there are too many reptiles here, and we both are not here soon enough and are killing these reptiles, but still it is very fun to kill these reptiles, Godzilla co." And Godzilla says that today we will cook and eat them with great pleasure, and after hearing this, King Kong gets very excited because he can only see food in front of him, but the number of reptiles should be less. There are many who are coming directly towards them, but only then a sound comes from inside this cave, and after hearing this the reptiles and King Kong and Godzilla stop there, and all the reptiles they start going after that voice, which makes King Kong very angry because he just wants to eat them. But now the victim of King Kong is going away from King Kong, and Godzilla is very confused. What was that voice, and why did he go back from this fight? First of all, we should know about this thing. But King Kong is not going to listen to anyone. It goes straight to his food to bring it back, and now both of them reach inside, and the atmosphere inside is very weird and it smells very bad. Godzilla with his compass checking with the help of "Is there no monster around here?" But it is very strange, they don't see any monsters there, but suddenly when both of them look up, then lots of reptiles attack on both of them. Now Godzilla and King Kong are surrounded, and the reptiles attack Godzilla with poison, which is a green colored liquid, and this makes Godzilla very angry and to use his explosive breath ready. But then suddenly someone is coming very fast to these two, which is looking very dangerous, and Godzilla sights King Kong so that the attack of that big reptiles falls on Godzilla, who's because of this, he goes far away and collides with the wall and gets injured, and only then the same thing appears in front of it. A big reptile comes and is about to attack it, but Godzilla blocks his attack with his hands, and then this reptile is about to make an attack on Godzilla with his mouth and attacks it with his poison, which that Godzilla's hand starts burning and it hurts a lot, and it is king of the six joints Venom, which is very dangerous. Its length is 60 meters and it weighs 4,800 tons, which removes Venom from its mouth and attacks Godzilla with great speed, but Godzilla survives his attack, and when Godzilla sees the power of his venom, which is like acid that melts whatever it touches, Godzilla is now in trouble. It is now in front of this reptiles, because of which King Kong and Godzilla are unable to move, and these reptiles do multiple attacks on Godzilla, and after seeing this, Godzilla goes into a frenzy because it can attack continuously, which Godzilla can't do. We see that Reptile King attacked Godzilla with Venom. Godzilla is hit by heat and he gets badly injured, and King Kong tries to save him when he sees it, but he can't do anything because King Kong has been hit by several bullets. All the reptiles have surrounded it and there is a reptile kicking in front of it, and now King Kong looks at that reptile angrily. Then after that he looks upwards where he sees sharp stones. Then after that he jumps, applies and directly moves towards the pointed stone and grabs them and starts dropping the pointed stone on all the reptiles one by one, and direct reaches towards that reptile and is about to hit him with a punch. And a very strong punch kills the reptile so that the reptile is very far away. Goes and gets injured, but that Reptile King gets very angry and directs a poisonous attack on King Kong, but he survives that attack, and Godzilla sees this and says that really who King Kong, he has kept his power hidden till now, but still Reptile is attacking him, and then he starts turning back to Reptile's attack going directly towards King Kong, and Godzilla says you look behind you, but now it was too late. The one who is Reptile King, his attack comes behind King Kong, so that he falls far away and sees Godzilla. Then he says, "How come the attack?" He turned back and came back again, but Godzilla, it has fallen in the middle of a lot of reptiles, and which makes Godzilla very angry, so it starts charging itself and prepares its attack, which is going to raise the reptiles, and also it is going to kill it. Reptile, as he is overpowering King Kong, and there is an attack on him, but Godzilla attacks with 6 so that he falls far away and his attack is about to go somewhere else. But all the reptiles he meets, which is the attack of that big reptile, reflected, and when this King Kong and Godzilla see that, both of them get very scared. But to save King Kong, Godzilla comes in front and takes them on himself with all the attacks, but still this reptile is able to withstand all the attacks of its own. Both are doing it, but Godzilla and King Kong are avoiding the attacks of these reptiles by any means. Then after that Godzilla comes in his form. Then after that he says, "Now let's see who dares to attack me is." And now the Riptide King is very angry and roars that Godzilla and King Kong also have problems, but Godzilla makes a map in his mind of how he will fight these creatures. Considers this place as a playground and sees all these monsters around him, and then on top of this the same reptiles are about to do their Venom's attack on Godzilla, and then after that the Godzilla who is there does his own roar attack, so that all the monsters he gets stalked at one place and stops there where he is not able to move even a bit. Then after this the Riptide King does his Venom's attack directly on Godzilla, and when Godzilla sees this thing he gets completely shocked because whatever his roar attack is not able to do much work, and Godzilla tries to avoid this Venom's attack by any means. But all these attacks are reflected from reptiles and come on both of them, which is a very dangerous thing, but still Godzilla and King Kong in attack. You are saved and an attack is about to hit the main part of Godzilla, but Godzilla saves you from that attack. Godzilla does not understand how Godzilla will save himself from these attacks. Uses his explosive breath and attacks these reptiles, killing many reptiles there, and seeing this, Godzilla becomes very happy. But still there are many reptiles left, which Godzilla can kill. Has to kill, and so another attack is about to do Godzilla. But then Reptile's King comes behind Godzilla and does an attack on him which directly hits Godzilla, due to which Godzilla gets very injured, and Reptile King's Venom's attack is directed directly towards Godzilla. And then King Kong comes there, and then he sees Godzilla who is still in trouble, so he dies by throwing a riptide towards the attack so that he attack rebound. It happens that Godzilla rings, and Godzilla understands that after all this rap how to escape from Tile King's attack. Then one of them is now caught by Godzilla and says, "Now attack me and see I have a way to avoid your attack." And then this Reptile King attacks Godzilla, and with great enthusiasm. Godzilla is about to stop Reptile King's attack, but Godzilla is very new, because of which whatever attack Reptile King has falls on Godzilla, and Godzilla is surviving by not cursing all these attacks. And all those attacks are coming on top of it from all sides. Really Godzilla is getting too many attacks, which Godzilla is not even able to stop. Really Godzilla is very new. But King Kong comes in front of him and Godzilla, but all the attacks that have taken place are refactored with the help of those reptiles so that Godzilla escapes from that Reptile King's attack and King Kong gives one thumbnail, and now the Reptile King gets even more angry after seeing all this. Goes and does a lot of Venom's attacks on King Kong and Godzilla, but King Kong manages to defeat all his enemies. Mr. attacks and Godzilla sees everything, and we are overjoyed that someone is there to save Godzilla. King Kong is standing in front of Godzilla and Reptile King tells all his companions to surround King Kong and Godzilla, and Reptile King also attacks. Now all the attacks of Reptile King go towards King Kong and Godzilla, and King Kong is also ready to stop them. If King Kong was a baseball player, he would never have lost, and now the Reptile King, who is now very angry, uses all his reptiles to attack Godzilla and King Kong. Reptile now surrounds them both by refracting attacks all around, and Reptile King now attacks them with multiple venomous attacks, but still King Kong reflects all his attacks. But just want to say I don't have the whole day to see all this thing do one attack and end the game, and now King Kong becomes very angry and comes in his rage mode, then uses his power, turns all the attacks to the other side and is able to do it with great speed. And seeing this, Godzilla cannot believe that King Kong really has so much power and is so skillful. But the one who is Reptile is not going to stop, and attacks are being done on direct attack. Then after that Godzilla says that all the attacks that are there, turn them directly towards his head, and with great speed, with all the attacks, King Kong turns them like a direct head on the Reptile King. But still, there is no difference on that reptile. And turns the attack back, but Godzilla tells King Kong to keep refactoring all the attacks you have, and this reptile is also keeping it continuous with all the attacks, and also now Godzilla and King Kong are very much has become angry, and also King Kong is a female. So his anger is on the 7th sky. Now King Kong versus Reptile has started, and then suddenly Godzilla is about to use his explosive breath from behind and does that. By which the attack that becomes very dangerous is direct. Reptile comes over King and gives him a dangerous hit which makes him fall very far, and half of his legs are completely destroyed, and which makes King Kong very happy. And now Godzilla also attitude comes in, but Reptile King is still not going to stop. He prepares to attack again, and when Godzilla sees this, Godzilla starts running away from here with King Kong and says that now my explosive have a breath, I can use more little one, I can use this attack only 2 to 3 times a day, so now we should run from here. And after seeing King Kong and Godzilla run away from this place, Reptile King he becomes very angry and starts running after these two. Today he does not want to let these two go back alive, so now all his reptiles follow them and start stopping them, but both of them they get out of that cave very fast, and the Reptile King also comes out behind them. And as soon as the Reptile King comes out, the king brings his foot in the middle, due to which the Reptile King falls directly outside the cave, and after that King Kong and Godzilla stand in the mouth of that cave and say, you are not going to escape from here. Whatever your power was, it was very much inside that cave. But now you will not be able to escape here because it is an open sky. Now the Reptile King gets very angry and makes a very loud roar, because of which all his fellow reptiles start coming out of the cave, and King Kong and Godzilla are very surprised to see this. After all, how are they coming out? And now all the reptiles come out. Then after that they go to their Reptile King, and the Reptile King consumes all the power of all these and regenerates his leg. And Godzilla is completely surprised to see that it can regenerate whatever leg it has. In this way even Godzilla cannot do it, and now Godzilla is not able to understand what he will do now, and at the same time the Reptile King has declared war, and King Kong and Godzilla have stopped at one place, and Riptide King makes an attack on both of them, but Godzilla says that King Kong you turn all his attacks back to him, and it's after all the attacks, King Kong sends them back with one hit, and Godzilla is very happy to see this. Because now both of them are in an open place, due to which Riptide King's attack is not going to come back by roaming around on King Kong and Godzilla. And seeing this Reptile King gets very angry, and then after that his own reptile it starts eating its companions, and when King Kong and Godzilla see it, It is very confused. After all, it is eating its own companions and Godzilla is getting very angry. And all the reptiles are also easily going directly inside the mouth of this reptile on their own free will, and this reptile is also eating them with great pleasure. Now this problem is too much for Godzilla. Are increasing because if this continues like this, then it will be very difficult for both of them to defeat the Reptile King. Will they both be able to fight? And Godzilla says that King Kong, we have to stop this Reptile King by any means, these little, if we don't eat the crickets. We will be in a lot of trouble. And this enraged Godzilla moves towards him, and at the same time, King Kong also moves to make a strong attack. But Reptile King was also ready to attack and at the same time dodges King Kong's attack. And jumps away and starts doing his attack and makes his attack on King Kong, but King Kong is able to stop all his attacks, but a dangerous attack, which is his defense, breaks it. King Kong gets very surprised to see and one attack takes place on King Kong, and Godzilla gets very angry and directly moves towards that Reptile King, and Reptile King attacks Godzilla, but Godzilla, while rolling himself, avoids the attack of that Reptile King and starts going towards him. And at the same time he makes a shield of all the small reptiles so that whatever Venom's attack is, it will have more effect on Godzilla. And he is avoiding all those Venom's attacks, and King Reptiles is very surprised to see this thing. Is aware, and we see Godzilla, who has come in his completely different look, and says, "Do you like my new hairstyle? I am looking very handsome in this, and this is my defense so that I can tell you all I will survive the attack very comfortably, and this is also true, and also if you like this hairstyle of Godzilla, then definitely comment." And now Reptile King attacks Godzilla, but his attacks do not have much effect on Godzilla, so that now this Reptile King starts getting very upset. Whatever his attack is, he is not doing much work on Godzilla. But still Godzilla is able to avoid his attack with great difficulty because the speed of Reptile King's attack has increased very much, just like a bullet, and then Godzilla with great speed, he is bearing the attack of that Reptile King. Attacks so that Reptile King gets holes in his body. And he falls far away, and after that Godzilla direct attacks on one of his legs and bites him and separates his leg from his body, and now he is about to use his explosive breath and directly uses his explosive breath on that Reptile King so that many of his legs are cut off, and now this Reptile King is in a lot of trouble, and Godzilla, seeing this, becomes overjoyed because Godzilla won 75% of the battle. And then the Reptile King calls out to all his comrades and calls them to him and starts eating them again, which is very strange that he is being eaten by his own comrades, and Godzilla also thinks the same, that if this creature eats its companions like this, then it will regenerate itself again, so that it will become very difficult for us, but I will not let this happen. I will attack it continuously so that it will automatically could not regenerate, and I will kill it very quickly. And now it is moving very fast to attack this Reptile King, but this Reptile King is also ready to attack, but Godzilla is not going to stop. He also moves to attack now, and also Zoya as Reptile King, he does a huge attack and release that attack direct to Godzilla, which is huge. And when Godzilla sees this, he says, how can this creature release such a dangerous attack on him? How can I make him stop this attack? We'll have to block, but it is too difficult for Godzilla to block it, so he calls King Kong and calls him to help me, and King Kong also says, just you wait a while, I am also coming. And King Kong also comes to stop that attack and helps Godzilla, but this only hurts Godzilla more, and both are able to stop his attack with great difficulty. Then after that Godzilla is about to use his explosive breath. Happens and charges himself, and now uses his explosive breath, which falls directly on this Reptile King, and that's where the game ends for this Reptile King, and he gets killed there. And after seeing this, Godzilla is very happy and also completely tired and says that finally it is over, but Godzilla is feeling very hungry, and at the same time King Kong says that my brother is really very great, and only then some plants are seen in front of him which are looking very strange. The beginning of this part, King Kong and Godzilla are looking at the green plant, and after that Godzilla calls the system and asks what is this thing. Then the system says it looks like it came out of Reptile King's blood and it is not of this world. I will have to study this energy once and also analyze it, which is very difficult for me. because the blood of this reptile is not an ordinary blood and that of the sixth prince reptile. The energy that has come out of it is very pure and I think it is some ancient blood, and Godzilla also agrees and says okay, you analyze it well, then after that the map is their strongest reply king, then after that I will improve myself, then I will fight him and I will become even more powerful, then I will make this whole place right again. And Godzilla looking at King Kong, Godzilla says in his mind, after all King Kong is just hungry for his food, but it doesn't matter. It's good as like a fuel for us, and King Kong is doing his job well, and really King Kong just has to eat. And King Kong says quickly use your explosive breath and then light the fire, but Godzilla says that I am very tired and I have used explosive breath many times and I cannot use it anymore. I do not have that much energy right now. And after that Godzilla says well then why don't I fire you, teach to burn. But King Kong is very confused. He does not understand anything. Then after that, Godzilla tells King Kong very nicely, after all, how can we burn fire using wood? And King Kong is also agreeing to his words and is working very hard to light the fire and goes on working. King Kong finally lights the fire and with great pleasure is now cooking the reptiles in that fire, and Godzilla is now resting, just doing vets. When will these reptiles be ready? And is repeatedly telling King Kong, what is Joe Khan he is done, but King Kong says not now, and this makes Godzilla angry, and fellow King Kong also gets angry and gets very angry because this little fire kills Reptile Puck. Godzilla also sees that in reality this small fire is unable to do anything to him, and also the system tells that these reptiles are from the other world, so this small fire is on them. Nothing will be able to do them. Only your explosive breath can be cooked with them because your explosive breath is not of this world. So only you can cook it. And after hearing this, Godzilla starts thinking in his mind. Really, this is the reason why King Kong's family is over. He will never come back. You will come, and King Kong does not know that to kill these reptiles, power from otherworld is needed, and whatever King Kong is now, he will not understand the situation. But Godzilla says leave all these things now. I have to cook these reptiles. Preparation should be done, so he starts eating those reptiles raw, and Godzilla finds its test very useless but eats but spits back, but he has to eat because if he does not eat these reptiles then he will not have energy. Will get as well as evolution points, so he eats it and gathers energy, and King Kong vomits when he sees this. But I would say even more ruthless than Godzilla is King Kong, and after that Godzilla had all the reptiles, now he eats them and he gets energy and uses explosive breath from his mouth and lights the fire, and so that now both of them are cooking very comfortably, and King Kong is thinking that really who is my brother, he is very powerful. He has explosive breath, so that he can easily kill reptiles, but I do not have such power right now. But it doesn't matter right now, they both have to eat, but still King Kong is sad somewhere, and something is watching him from very far away, and it is none other than Deathbird, which is watching these two and says that it seems that both of them have killed King Reptile, and he starts remembering his old things, that how he attacked on reptiles but he alone wasn't able to cope, and Reptile King attacked the date, due to which she was injured a lot and was unable to face all this alone. She was just about to die. Then after that Deathbird's companion would come and says why don't we attack them right now, because these people are very weak right now. We can take advantage of this. But Deathbird says leave these two now. I have to fight with that sword-bearer wolf first. I want him to die and leave from there. Then after that Godzilla gets a lot of evolution points, which is 9,000 points, and also Godzilla gets a new skill which is explosive bomb, so that Godzilla can control it very comfortably and can attack it in the direction it wants. And after that Godzilla becomes very happy, now it gets a new skill done which is very dangerous. Then after this some time passes, and now King Ko and Godzilla are cooking and eating rodals very comfortably, and also Godzilla gets 2 million evolution points, and the system comes to Godzilla and says I am very proud of the above. You are really very awesome. But Godzilla does not care much about the system, and Godzilla asks after all that creature. Is it from the secret realm? Is it true in this world in such a reptile? Then the system says that if I had not found that death-rot reptile's body, then perhaps I would not have been able to tell you all this. It is true that the sixth prince is from another world, Say a secret source, and there are many such dangerous reptiles king in that place whose ability Monster Compass cannot even detect. Then Godzilla asks what is there in the secret realm. Then the system tells according to religion ancient legend there is a hidden space at the bottom of this world which is a parallel space which we call the secret realm. And all these creatures have come from the same powerful secret realm which is very dangerous, and after hearing this Godzilla thinks in his mind, what if I go to that secret realm and drink the pure energy of that place? I will get a lot of evolution points so that I will become even more powerful. Then after that Godzilla tells the system to open your mole, and the system happily opens the system mole, and Godzilla searches the monster life fruit in it and he gets it, but the price is too high, but Godzilla buys it because he has to heal the wound of King Kong, who has just been badly injured while fighting with King Reptiles. Godzilla's wounds are all healed, but King Kong's wounds are not yet healed, so he buys monster life fruit for King Kong and gives it to King Kong and tells him to eat it quickly so that all your wounds will heal. And at the same time King Kong thinks about that death bird because she also had a fight with Reptile King, so that her wounds are not yet healed. But now all the wounds of King Kong are healed very quickly, and that makes King Kong very happy, and it's whatever power is now it comes back, and fellow Godzilla is thinking in his mind that I will definitely use this monster live fruit to negotiate with that death birth. And now King Kong, who is taller than Godzilla, to which King Kong is overjoyed, and Godzilla upgrades himself using his evolution points by summoning the system, which increases his skills and also makes him taller. And it is seen that after that, King Kong does not understand anything, that how Godzilla's height has increased so much in a short time, and Godzilla wants to use his new skill, wants to try it once and see his power in explosives. How is it? And he uses his explosive bomb, which attacks by pointing out on one side, gives, and that attack is reflex, which turns back and goes over King Kong's head, which was very dangerous. And Godzilla sees this and becomes very happy because Godzilla is very happy with his attack, can control easily, and now that attack is going to far away place, and only then the death bird has some sense that it is of Reptile. He is about to attack on him, but when he looks back, so it is Godzilla's attack which is coming directly towards him. Then Death Bird catches his own partner and brings him in the middle of that attack and saves himself. Whenever I have seen Death Bird, he has always been trying to save himself from Godzilla's explosive breath, and this time Death Bird avoids that explosive bomb and gets very scared. Now 2 days pass with this, and Godzilla is now very much, he is training to increase his power, and he has also improved himself a lot and always helps him, who is King Kong. He is in training, and only then some birds come there who are fighting with someone, and they are fighting with a wolf, which is the same wolf with a sword who is fighting with these birds, and they are very hurt. Has been, and it's in its own form, it looks like it's been upgraded. Then after this King Kong and Godzilla are also watching everything from a distance, and Godzilla says that I have seen this wolf somewhere before, but Godzilla cannot remember, and also this wolf is very fast attacking these birds and killing them very badly. This wolf is punching his sword in the eyes of these birds with his sword, which makes the condition of these birds very bad and leads to a dangerous attack. He kills them as well, and now they start falling down with great speed, and when King Kong sees that they are falling directly towards him, so he quickly comes into his monster form, and by uprooting the tree, it throws it directly towards the bird, and which seems to be direct to that bird. But the wolf, avoiding those trees, now comes down with great speed and takes a dangerous entry, and comes down, then says in a very stylish way that I have found you. And now this wolf goes to both of them and smacks them. Starts fighting to find out who is King Kong and Godzilla, but Godzilla does not understand who this creature is and why it was fighting with that bird. Then after that he says, "Wolf, don't you remember me? Take a good look at me, then you'll know who I am." And when the wolf puts that sword in its mouth, and after seeing him, both of them understand that after all it is the same wolf who attacked them earlier using the sword, and after knowing this, both of them get very surprised that how could this wolf has come in human form and became very dangerous. And this wolf comes and says, "Let's fight again. Last time I was defeated, but now I am in a human form, so I am not going to lose now. I will defeat you very easily this time." But Godzilla does not want to fight. He is not enjoying it and says that you have picked up a sword. Do you think you are very strong? Then after that the wolf is now very strong. With speed, it rises to attack Godzilla and makes a high jump and attacks it, but Godzilla escapes from its attack. But still this wolf is attacking Godzilla a lot, which is Godzilla is able to dodge his attack with great difficulty, and King Kong is watching all this, and so that inside King Kong's woman wakes up and gets extremely angry and goes straight ahead to attack the wolf. King Kong attacks that wolf, but the wolf easily avoids all King Kong's attacks. But still King Kong attacks the wolf even more, but the wolf is very fast and kills King Kong. Saves himself from all the attacks, so that now King Kong becomes even more angry. Now King Kong comes in his rage mode, but that wolf directly moves towards Godzilla to attack him, but only then King Kong makes an attack on him from behind and direct punch starts moving forward to die, but this wolf avoids King Kong's attack but Godzilla is angry at King Kong. Somewhere King Kong attacks Godzilla, don't fall. But the wolf says that I am your opponent, not that he should fight with me first, and after hearing this, King Kong gets even more angry, and only then the flying creatures come there. Badia says sorry, I am busy right now, I want to fight with him, but King Kong is not going to agree. Ko has to beat this wolf and does a lot of direct attacks on this wolf, so that somewhere the wolf starts having problems because this female King Kong is very angry, and only then the wolf comes from behind and puts his sword on Godzilla's neck and says now your game will be over, but Godzilla says what do you think, I am weak, I was just avoiding fighting, if you really want to fight with me, if you want. I am also ready now. Then after that now Godzilla directly comes in his original form, which has increased many times more than this wolf, and after seeing this, the condition of this wolf gets worse. But he says that I didn't know you'd grow up so fast and so strong, and really looking at these two it seems this wolf is so small, but still it's not going to give up even though it's small, but it really wants to fight with Godzilla, so it prepares itself and moves towards Godzilla to attack. Goes and attacks, due to which Godzilla gets injured and again makes another attack on Godzilla, even though it is small, but its power is not less, it knows how to use its sword properly, and this wolf is living a different life and giving a very dangerous fight to Godzilla. He is being attacked many times and he goes ahead to attack Godzilla's weak point directly, which is his eye. And as soon as his attack was about to read in his eyes, the wolf stops there and withdraws his attack and says that you should live like a family or else you will never be able to improve yourself. And then suddenly the same death bird comes there, which directly grabs that wolf with its claws and starts taking it from there, and then the Godzilla who is there says that King Kong, anyone from my territory can't take people, and saying this, he uses his explosive bomb directly on that bird. And really, the life of this death bird is very bad because Godzilla's explosive breath always goes on top of it, and seeing this, the death bird uses its partner as a shield, and that makes him forward to block the attack, but this time something is different, which is Godzilla's attack. He turns back and again direct of mood goes towards this bird, direct gives a hard hit to bird. Really the life of this death bird is very bad. It always gets attacked by Godzilla's explosive breath, and after that the wolf which is there comes out of the death bird's claw, and after seeing this, Godzilla and King are very happy. Let's go, because Godzilla's attack was lying at the right place and death bird now starts falling down. Then after that Godzilla thinks in his mind that now I will catch it red-handed and I will talk with it. Then after that Godzilla King tells Kong, you go and save that wolf, I go to that death bird, and King Kong. That wolf goes to save, and also now Godzilla goes to find that death bird and starts looking around and reaches the place where that death bird fell, but he is not their death bird, so he looks around and he goes to a tree. There is a beautiful girl, and after seeing this Godzilla gets very shocked and he remembers how he got there. Human energy was felt, and then after that Godzilla says, are you death bird, and how can you come in a human form? Was your mother a human? But really, you are very beautiful. First time a monkey who that. After eating that fruit she turned into a human, and after that you mean that you can turn into a human form, but this girl says that because of you my transformation fruit tree got destroyed, as many fruits as her, they are all over, it's all because of you, you both did me a lot of damage, that's why I won't spare me, and that monkey too, how dare you both eat my transformation fruit, but you helped me kill that reptile king, so I won't blame you if you want to save your life, if yes, then leave this place quickly. Otherwise whatever happens to you will be on you. But Godzilla says leave me alone. First of all, look at yourself. You are also trapped in a vine. There is no one to save you here. No one to save you here. No, but still you are angry on me. You are just a girl who cannot do anything for me, so I will let you go. So why don't we talk a little and come in detail deal? And Godzilla says look, we all have a common enemy, which is the king reptile. We should kill them together, and starts coming closer to this girl and starts believing it and says, so what do you say? So this girl says that you are talking about that reptile king. I will not finish it for a long time. I would have done it, but I was very busy right now. So don't take advantage of me. But Godzilla says, well, it is like that. I had heard from King Kong that you were fighting with that reptile king, so your very it got worse, and at the same time you were hit by his attack. And after hearing this girl starts getting very angry. Then after that Godzilla says that I have a fruit because of which it is baldness, it will go away and your hair will come back, do you want to eat it? And after hearing this Ya becomes calm, she is unable to speak anything and says you are really very smart and you have lost your mind, and I know what you want to do. You are 18 years old and you have a female King Kong who has gone to save the wolf, and you open your eyes and what do you want? It seems that I will come here without planning, and we see that many birds attacked its companions. And the wolf and King Kong are going to blow them up and take them somewhere else now. But Godzilla says what do you think? If you take them you will be able to escape from my hands. But this girl says that you don't try to be too sensible. If I want, I will kill them both in one blow in no time. Then after that you will not be able to do anything. You should have taken me seriously in advance. That's why you will hardly be able to do anything. Then only then the girl who is there makes an attack on Godzilla.
See that this love bird had attacked Godzilla with its feather, and that attack goes directly towards Godzilla, and Godzilla is completely surprised to see it, but still Godzilla attacks him. You are able to escape with great difficulty and his attack is very dangerous. Then the love bird says that if you knew how precious this feather is, then you would be very grateful. To save Monkey Girl no one will come here to help you, and by saying this he does his dangerous attack on Godzilla and drop lot of trees on him, and Godzilla gets stuck there. That girl very much she is happy, and Godzilla is thinking in his mind that because of this tree I am not able to move even if it is like this. If there is one more attack on me then there will be a lot of pressure on me, and now the girl is very happy. And says that I am enjoying very much by punishing you. You guys stole my transformation fruit from her. But I can forgive you if you apologize to me, and at the same time you come to know that there is so much difference between us, and now this love bird transforms again and starts going from there, and all this Godzilla is watching and says no matter how you look but you are ugly, you are not a great person, I have no Reagan left now, so I will let you go from here. Godzilla, this death bird from here, doesn't want to let go because he has to save both King Kong and Wolf, but the distance of his explosive bomb can't go far, and this date bird will easily block all the attacks, but still Godzilla tries and charges himself. Then uses the direct explosive bomb attacks, but this death bird sees him and stops him, and so that now that attack gets reflected, and also says no matter how much you try but your attack is not on me, won't affect. But Godzilla says you can block only one attack of mine, but what if I do 3 attacks at once, how will you be able to stop them? But still death bird doesn't care much, she says no matter how many attacks you do, I will stop all of them, and she starts kicking all the attacks, but the attack which is being reflected is going towards Deathbird's companions because Godzilla has understood that he can use his attack. How can control and hit the direct key so that those birds have trouble in flying, and when Deathbird sees it becomes more angry, and then after that King Kong gets more angry, then after that catches the bird and throws it to the ground and frees itself, and King Kong becomes more angry than Godzilla. King calms Kong down and then King Kong says I'm sorry brother I couldn't save that wolf and Godzilla says it doesn't matter who the wolf is he fell between the trees so maybe he'll be fine now our first task is to fight with this ugly bird. Its feather is like a wind blade, you have to be careful and after that Godzilla says that whatever comes in your hand, you directly attack the bird. Then King Kong the companion of these birds comes in the hand and direct catches him and throws him towards him. But the death bird escapes from that attack. Then Godzilla attacks with explosives bomb and death bird is saved from that attack and after seeing this, Godzilla and King Kong get more angry but suddenly the wolf comes there and climbs on top of Godzilla and jumps so that death is on top of the bird and moves directly towards it and makes an attack on it. But this bird saves from that attack and says that wolf you are supporting both of them. You should support me and the condition of this bird is very bad. In fact this wolf is a dangerous swordsman. Then after this all the feathers of the bird now start falling down. Death bird becomes very sad seeing this and the wolf sits in its right place. In fact, this wolf is a Sigma wolf. Cut all the feathers of death bird with the help of his sword. Gives and Godzilla is thinking in his mind that girl. Who can summon wind blade with the help of her feather? This girl is really very dangerous but right now this wolf is more dangerous so Godzilla comes to them and says why don't we all come in a team then after that we will fight with this strange bird but the wolf says that the death bird will not be able to run away from place because there are too many trees in this place it is a dense forest and we can beat this bird here very comfortably and Godzilla says brother you help me kill this bird to defeat then after that we will fight comfortably in human form then after hearing this death bird says do you remember when you were in front of me I left your life I let you go and you help this wolf wants to cut off all my feathers and it's thinking in its head that I must run away from here or else they will cut off all my feathers. Once it reaches the air, these people will not be able to do anything to me. That's why I have to find some way or the other. Then Godzilla says you want to run away from here but it can't happen you have stopped that wolf and my fight so now you can't go anywhere from here and this bird says so what do you want me to forgive you Mangu this can never happen but Godzilla says look we four together can defeat that reptile king otherwise see the wolf will cut all your feathers understand this is a kind of blackmail but this bird says no matter what happens. I am not going to support all three of you. I will just run away from here, but Godzilla says, you try it. This forest is very dense. You will not be able to run away from here, and also it will kill the bird. She also knows that she will not be able to run away from here because there are many trees here but still she tries to run away from here and only then the wolf attacks her with his sword and with his attack it is very difficult. The bird survives, in fact this bird's life has been spoiler but no one else. Then this bird looks upwards where its companions are flying. Then she calls them and after that those birds start coming down very fast but in front of those birds our favorite King Kong cuts a tree and directly starts killing those birds and that bird they end in a while but this death bird needed this chance to escape from here so now she is running with great speed just it has to fly once then Godzilla King Kong wolf will not be able to do anything but Godzilla sees that the bird is running like an ostrich. Then what was it? Godzilla falls behind this tall bird. Now it starts running. But it has to be admitted that the speed of Godzilla is very fast, it runs very fast. Cannon comes directly in front of this bird and after that does a tremendous body slam attack and because of which the bird goes very far and falls. The life of this bird is very bad but it is fun to watch it again. Later Godzilla appears in front of him and says look we are not that much if you join us that reptile no one will do anything to you in defeating Rang. Why don't you join us? But still this bird is not going to believe. Don't know what ego is inside it and this bird attacks Godzilla and says hey do you think anyone can bully me that easily and then the wolf comes up from behind and bites one of his feathers in a very badass way. I have only one thing to say for this wolf the wolf is not a lone wolf or the wolf is a Sigma lone wolf and after seeing this bird gets very angry. All its feathers have been cut by this wolf and it angrily says that you do not know I don't have to do anything to get these feathers. These feathers are made from the live blood of those monsters, and after hearing this, Godzilla understands how this bird got those feathers. He made these feathers by eating all the monsters who ate that transformation fruit. Then the crystal that came out of it. And knowing that after this, Godzilla gets very angry and says that you have become our worst enemy. You really do not deserve to be a friend, and today I will not let you go alive from here no matter what I have to do. Don't have to. And this bird also says, what do you think I will leave here? I am not going to leave now. You guys have ruined all my feathers. I earned them very hard. Now this thing I will take revenge from your life now. Now this bird gets very angry and it is about to attack Godzilla King Kong on both of them, and it makes a dangerous attack on both of them and says that now you guys will know that fight with me. What is the result of this? And Godzilla is also very surprised. Don't know how it is doing this magic attack. It will have at least 30 or 50 feathers, which will end very soon, and this bird, the attack is very dangerous. Just like a tornado, which is destroying everything, and so that now even Godzilla starts having trouble. He cannot stand in front of this wind, and after going too far, he is going to fall. It seems. And then King Kong says from behind that brother come here, and Godzilla goes to King Kong, but one thing has to be accepted, that King Kong is very intelligent. He had already dug a pit. It is very wise to save yourself from this storm. Then King Kong and Godzilla are watching that the power of the tornado is now slowly decreasing. But still this bird is very angry, and Godzilla is thinking in his mind that where is the wolf? He is not visible. I have changed, but do we just have to have fun? Then suddenly Godzilla sees some creatures coming flying from above, and when we see them it is very dangerous chicks bird which live in group, and their length is 5 to 6 meters and their weight is 5 tons. But when they are in the group, no matter how big the creatures are in front of them, they defeat them very comfortably because those who they have teeth. They are very sharp, and Godzilla also sees that this dangerous bird is coming towards them. That's why Godzilla starts running away from here with King Kong, and at the same time these birds are behind both of them. But Godzilla stops because he doesn't want the wolf to be in danger, so he tells King Kong that I handle you. As soon as you get a chance you run away from here and save the wolf. Then after that Godzilla starts fighting with these birds and King Kong starts running away from there, but Godzilla is hurt a lot because the teeth of birds are very sharp, and Godzilla says that you people seem to have a habit of biting anyone. But don't you know that I am the ancestor of the bitter? And by saying this, Godzilla is one of them. Eats one and gets a lot of evolution points, and its biting power has been improved and all its wounds heal. But the birds still attack Godzilla. Are being done, and I am feeling very strange seeing this thing. If I am right, then you are comedy, mister. These birds are eating Godzilla and Godzilla is eating birds. What is really going on? And Godzilla, there is a lot of pain, but he is suffering and says, come on chicks, let's see who first finish food. Then after this, the bird attacks the wolf with its claws. But the wolf escapes from its attack. But still this wolf starts facing a little difficulty because the bird's attack has become more powerful than before. And with great speed this bird is also attacking this wolf, but this wolf thinks I just have to find one chance and I have to run away from here, and I know they both must have run away before this bird attack, so I will not have to do much. I will have to run away from here. But this bird is not going to give up chasing this wolf and reaches very fast to attack this wolf. But only then someone says that wolf, you are more panicked. Don't do it, I am here to help you and to help that wolf. King Kong comes there, and seeing this the wolf says, after all, why have you come here? It is not your job. And then suddenly the bird that is King Kong makes a dangerous attack, and that bird's attack is directly hit by King Kong, due to which he is very far away. Goes and falls. Then after that the wolf comes to King Kong and says, solve the problem with me, bird. And King Kong says, Godzilla said we have to face this bird together. But wolf says that I don't talk with silly girls, but you will come my way. But King Kong says we are not going anywhere, leaving you. And after hearing this, wolf starts remembering his past where his master goes ahead and this wolf is following him, but his master says that soldier wolf, you go away from here, your size is too big. But this wolf does not want to leave his master, and after hearing this the wolf says the truth, me, you both are silly and cute. Then suddenly that bird attacks King Kong with its claws, and after seeing this the wolf starts getting very angry and he comes in his rage mode and directly in his teeth holding a sword. moves forward to attack that bird, and after seeing this, Mir gets a sword. Remembers the eagle whose name is Zoro, who can use 3 swords at once and attack his enemy, which wolf attacks on the bird so that it gets injured and falls down on the ground, and at the same time the wolf gets an attack so that he starts going away, and then King Kong catches that wolf. Then tells him to keep quiet and runs away with him. Then after this the scene shifts and we see Godzilla, who has defeated all those chicks birds, and then all of a sudden there is King Kong and the wolf, and Godzilla says, "I'm so glad to see you, too good you're there, ran away from here," and King Kong also says that we ran away as soon as we got a chance. Then the wolf says that, "How do you guys think that we will be able to defeat the monster that is spreading disaster everywhere?" So Godzilla says that there is a solution to every problem. That bird is very dangerous in the open because there it can attack with its wind blade. But if she is in a cave she will not be able to use her powers, and after hearing this wolf says that in reality humans always have solutions, but Godzilla says, "We have found a way, but where will that place be then?" After this the wolf tells Godzilla that I already knew. That the bird used to invite other monsters to eat that transformation fruit and then consume the crystal. That is after that, but I didn't say anything to her, because I wanted a human body, so I will be your bait, because of which that bird will come to that place. But King Kong says, "I know a place which is the same Reptile King's cave, and me first also remember those reptiles beat that bird very bad, and maybe the wolf will not know anything about that place, so I will be the bait." And then Godzilla says, "Don't you know who that bird is now? How much must have gone mad if she caught you?" Then King Kong says, "I know, but she will never be able to catch me." Then after that the bird starts flying back in the air and starts moving forward with great speed, and Godzilla has been saying that while I was here, I will always be under the protection of King Kong. Used to do, and I was not here, so before that King Kong used to fight alone with those reptiles, and now I am here, so we both fight together. Then after that Godzilla says, "So now it's okay to act as bait, he leaves it on you, me and the wolf will try to stop that bird from coming to you." And then he starts calling his orange rat, and there King Kong comes in his human form. Then after that Godzilla says to the wolf that, "Brother, you hide in my mouth, and now that we have prepared for the battle, now is the time for action." Then the rat also comes there and the girl sits on it. Then after this the girl is going forward very fast sitting on that mouse, and when she sees that bird she says that still this bird is looking for that wolf only, so she takes that bird towards her. She starts going to attract and tells the mouse that, "You go ahead and wait for me." Then she jumps up a tree and starts screaming. Then we are shown 2 saber-tooth cat talking to each other. They are saying that this girl is doing trick again. Then the second saber-tooth cat says that this girl should update her trick. It is very outdated, but when both of them look up, it is very old. With speed, the same bird starts going towards that girl, and seeing this, the condition of both these idiots gets worse, and that bird attacks that girl with great speed. But that girl does not fight with that bird. Survives the attack and starts running away sitting on the rat, but this bird is not able to understand why this girl has come in her human form. But he says, "No, I don't know. I will kill it like this and consume its crystal, so that I will become more powerful." Then she says, but this forest is very dense. I will not follow this girl for long. I will get it." So she calls out to her companions, but her companions have been killed by Godzilla, and after seeing this, she says that this is just a waste of my time. But still some companions of that bird come, who are now they are chasing this girl, but the speed of the rat is very fast and they are going forward with speed, but some birds come from the front which attack the girl, but still she survives all their attacks. And then we are shown Godzilla, who is very fast going towards those birds. Then the girl, after that she grabs a vine, and then suddenly a giant jumps on her. The bird attacks, but at the right time that girl escapes from its attack, and that bird gets trapped in that vine, and behind it its companions also get trapped. That's what Godzilla taught to this girl. Then after this Godzilla says, "King Kong, look behind you," and that bird makes an attack on this girl, so that this girl starts flying in the air, but herself somehow saves, and now Godzilla comes in front of that bird, and then he attacks with his defensive power, but that bird settles from Godzilla's attack, and after seeing this Godzilla gets angry and he makes a vigorous jump. hits so that he goes up in the air, and while doing his attack says, "Now you face my wolf-bearing missile."
See that the bird survives that attack. And the wolf goes upwards and directs that attack towards the bird, whose hit falls on this bird, and then with the help of multiple attacks the wolf attacks the death bird with great speed, and this attack now the bird starts falling down. Then after this girl is also watching and says that we will reach there soon. On the other hand, this bird starts getting very angry, then it kills all its companions. Asks to go after that girl, and at the same time that bird is also following that girl, but this girl is very fast and moving fast, but this bird does not understand. After all, why has this girl brought me to this place of reptiles which are already finished, but all are with her. When she enters the cave of Reptile King, they don't know that the King Reptile has been killed. But still they are very scared, and at the same time this girl has now reached inside the cave, but she sees no one is coming after her. She is not able to understand. Why is she not coming after the bird? What happened? She is still afraid of that Reptile King, so she is not coming here. Then only in that cave a dangerous sound starts coming from inside, and after hearing this, all the bird's companions get very scared and start running from there, and the bird says, "Why are you running, idiots? That is the name of Reptile King." There is no sound, and we look inside, so really this girl is making the sound of Reptile King, which is very strange, and now the bird starts getting very angry. And she says, "You cowards, go out of my way, go." And at the same time we see the wolf, who is watching all this from a distance, and after that the bird also sees the wolf, and then the wolf bites the rock near it and drops it directly towards this side, so that the rock falls on this bird and it starts going inside the cave, and then suddenly Godzilla rolls and directly attacks this bird, so that now both of them they start falling inside the cave, and after a while Godzilla comes in his original form and says that really I am in a lot of pain. In this human form I become very weak, but he starts looking here and there. Then a girl comes in front of him who has now come in human form and who is looking very beautiful, and Godzilla goes to that girl and starts making fun of this girl. And then this girl starts biting Godzilla, which hurts Godzilla very much, and this girl says, "How dare you fight with me?" And then after that when Godzilla looks at her neck, it hurts there. After seeing this, when Godzilla tries to touch her wound, the girl removes his hand and gives it to him. After eating, Godzilla apologizes to that girl. But this girl really has a lot of ego, and then someone comes behind this girl and says, "Don't try to move," and puts a sword on her neck. The wolf comes behind this girl and says, "If you try to move, then I will cut your neck." And now there Godzilla says, "Really, you are very arrogant girl. It is very difficult to persuade you when all three of us together, if we live, then we can face any disaster." And this girl says, "What do you think? I am weak. I am very powerful. You have no idea what my feathers are, how precious. I am very comfortable with you thieves." But Godzilla says, "If you transform into that bird again, then you might have become a complete jerk." And the girl says, "What do you think? I can't turn back into a monster. I will swallow you alive." But Godzilla says that no matter how much you try in this cave, you will not be able to escape from us. You are very weak. But tell me, how did you get the scar on your neck, which has not even healed yet? Then this girl says that, "Knowing you, what will you do? I have killed those reptiles, because of which I got this wound. Killed many comrades and ate their poison inside my body. It went away. But only then King Kong," she says, "you do not know who is my brother. He has explosive fire, because of which we can cook those reptiles very easily. Can eat without any problem." Then this girl also says, "Yes, it is true, this nub has such a flame which can kill reptiles." But Godzilla says, "So will you cooperate with us, fight with Reptile King in doing this?" This girl says that, "You are very sad. You want to impress me. You will not be able to do it even in your dreams." And she starts leaving from here, removing the wolf's sword. Then this Godzilla starts to persuade this fussy girl that we should live together, that's why we have to know about each other. And he tells about himself that, "I am Lynchin and I came from sea, and in this beautiful place I found this girl." Then Godzilla asks Wolf, "After all, tell me, how did you get the weapons of humans, and how are you martial arts like humans? Do you know in bird you also tell me about yourself?" And this wolf says that, "I do not want to tell you now. We have not even become friends." Then this girl starts making fun of the wolf. Then this wolf says that I am not like you, I never leave my friends, I always protect them like a family. The girl says, do you consider yourself a saint? Just you have a piece of iron, so can you save them all? And after hearing this the wolf starts getting very angry, and then Godzilla tries to pacify both of them, and then Godzilla asks, but bird, tell me, where did you get the transformation fruit, and you, how did it come to know that a crystal shell comes out of it? Then this girl says, why should I tell you? I am not going to tell you anything. Really, this girl has a lot of ego, after all. Why are girls like this? And after hearing this, Godzilla's condition gets worse. Then he buys that fruit from his system mall, and then after that he gives a fruit to this girl and says that you should eat it quickly so that all your wounds will be healed and your nervousness will also go away. Then she gets angry and says that all because of you, what is happening is your whole family will be upset, and that fruit kills her on Godzilla. This girl is a very fussy girl, and Godzilla says that this is a live fruit that can heal wounds, and King Kong also says that really it can heal all wounds. And by the way, even this bird is not able to understand from where it got this fruit, and King Kong is very much confident maybe it is really the same fruit, and the boy has become very smart while living with King Kong. And then Godzilla also gives a live fruit to the wolf and says that you remember how injured I was when we first fought, but after eating this fruit, after that all my wounds have been healed, and the girl who was there was also cured because of this fruit. Then the wolf says that if it is like that then it is fine, and I am right now because of this. I have been in the human body for a long time, and my martial arts always grow by kissing myself. We have to break our limits. And after hearing this, Godzilla applauds the wolf. But this wolf is down, he falls because he is very tired right now, and even Godzilla does not understand why this is happening. Then Godzilla says that the power of the transformation fruit inside you is not your body. So eat this fruit quickly, after which your body will be able to resist the valiant energy inside your body. Otherwise you will not be able to turn into a monster again, but I can help you from human to monster, after which you can easily switch your body. And when this girl hears that Godzilla knows how to change from human to monster and change from monster to human, this girl can't believe how Godzilla can do this. It seems that there is no chemical man somewhere, but Godzilla says that it is not impossible, it is possible. Can turn into human, but still this girl is not believing that after all someone can comfortably resist the energy of the transformation fruit. Then Godzilla says, you people are still not believing, so I bring the fruit, I can tell you comfortably how you can increase your ability. And after hearing this girl gets very angry because the transformation fruit which is already destroyed. But Godzilla, he says, then from where did you give the transformation fruit to this wolf? And after that both of them fight again. People say that the one who fights the most loves more. Is it possible that now the wolf will fall in love with this girl and this girl will fall in love with this wolf in the future? It will be known in the next episode as well. The one who is Godzilla stops these two from fighting, but it does not make much difference. Then after this girl tells that I had already kept some fruits. Then this girl says that I should give you some fruits. I can, but first you have to prove me how you can change from a person to a monster. If you really can control the power of that transformation fruit, then maybe I can join you. And after hearing this Godzilla, he becomes happy, and this girl tells that I did not want to tell you about that fruit where it is, but I am telling that it is in the fruit skeleton swim, and that fruit tree is there. Is hidden. And when the wolf hears this, it says that it is a very dangerous place. Will we ever be able to go? And after hearing this the girl says yes, because you are scared. And again now they both start fighting with each other and fight a lot. Then after that Godzilla asks King Kong, are you in that place? This girl refuses. Then after that Godzilla says, what kind of place is it? Then starts telling that the place is very dangerous. It is a graveyard of monsters, where very dangerous creatures live. There is always smoke in that place, so you can't see very far. There are very dangerous plants that eat flesh. And this girl says, so do you still want to go? And the wolf says, Godzilla got you there, but should not go, and especially not for me. That place is very dangerous. No monster can go there. And Godzilla says that there must be flesh-eating plants at that place. Just you guys tell me its direction, I will go there. But I will definitely go. And after hearing this the wolf becomes very surprised, and this girl says, will you really go to that dangerous place for this wolf? And Godzilla says, this is my friend, I will definitely go for this, and I have to prove myself. And with him King Kong also agreed to go, and now both of them, they are very happy. Really, there is a very good bonding between these two, which both of them are also watching. Then after that this girl says, after all you guys have already decided, so I will arrange eagle dodos for the trip. Godzilla says that there is no need for this, I and King Kong will go there comfortably, and after hearing this, the wolf says, don't you know that place is called graveyard, that too of monsters, there are big monsters. Can't stay alive till there is a swamp, that's why you guys take the dodos so that your energy will be saved. And after hearing this, Godzilla says that really you are right, I will definitely go sitting on those dodos. But Godzilla says, why are you guys not eating this fruit? Are you guys still scared? I think this girl is scared to eat it. Then the wolf after that eats that fruit, and at the same time the girl also eats it, but it tastes very bitter, and only then the wound of the wolf starts to heal, and also this girl also gets orgasm. Don't know why it is so. Seeing this, I am enjoying very much. Such a thing is not seen every day, and after seeing that all their wounds are moving very fast, if it is happening, then it becomes very happy and eats the fruits very fast, and the most happy too are this death bird. Maybe all its feathers would have come back. Then after this girl Godzilla says, do you have any more live fruit? Then Godzilla says in attitude, this is my fruit after dinner, which I eat. In fact, Godzilla is a Faku man. After that they all come out, and this bird says that when you go over there just take one fruit, it is very precious. But Godzilla says don't say so much, I also want only one. Then the bird whistled K calls his companions, and after seeing this, now both of them become very happy, and Godzilla says that you do not need to take much tension of your companions and start getting transformed and come in your original form. They go, and after seeing this girl says, will I really be able to transform so easily? And now all three start their journey to go to Skeleton Swim, and while going it is evening, and now Godzilla as their King Kong starts feeling hungry, and he says that the Skeleton Swim is not far, so we will go there tomorrow morning. And King Kong says I am going hunting, and Godzilla says I am going to light a fire. I find wood for the fire, and now it is night, and all three are cooking meat comfortably and eating meat with pleasure, and most this wolf is more happy. It is eating this kind of meat after a long time, and it remembers its master, that how its master used to give it barbecue to eat. This wolf starts crying, and their Godzilla man takes out dis, which is chicken, and now with great fun these people eat their food. Sometimes I feel very bad for this wolf, but what to do, this is the law of the jungle. Then after that Godzilla asks about the wolf, and the wolf says that when the time is right, I will tell you everything about me. First of all, we have to come alive from that Skeleton Swim. You have no idea how dangerous that place is. One of the fellow has escaped from there, and he told me everything about the place, that there are so many dangerous monsters who always attack from hiding. It is a very dangerous place where big monsters are sneaking. Let's attack. But Godzilla doesn't care much. Then Godzilla asks, can you tell me after all, who are you? Are you a monster or a hunter? There is crystal inside you, then you have to break it. You don't have much strength in human form, because of which you can die, so you have to come back to your original form, and I will give you. I can't see dying like this. Really, now these people are strengthening their bonding. Sometimes I also miss my friends after seeing such a manhwa. Then the wolf comes to a lonely place and is thinking that I haven't even answered his question yet, but still he has accepted me as his friend. Really, they both are very good, like a wolf cub, and a starling in the tree is looking at these two from above and says it is really very simple people. And now we see the same dangerous place where many dangerous monsters are waiting for these three, and then after that it is morning and all three leave for their journey. And at the same time now they also reach that place, but the fog is not that much, but still the wolf says you be careful, there are many dangerous monsters here. And King Kong also says this tree, it looks very strange, I feel strange. Wolf says we don't have to go far, all three of us close have to stay close. And then suddenly something comes in front of them, and which happens to be a mantis dead tree, which has a length of 7 meters and weighs 6.5 tons. Their legs are very sharp. Then after this mantis attacks King Kong, but at the right time, King Kong escapes from his attack, and an attack of mantis falls on that dodo bird, and there it rests in peace. And as soon as King Kong comes to the ground, his leg gets stuck in that swamp, and as soon as Godzilla sees it, he says, King Kong, don't try to move, and also mantis. He is about to attack both of them, but only their butt. The wolf comes, and because of which the attack of this mantis does not fall on both of them, and they are saved, but mantises are continuously attacking them, and at the same time the wolf comes to know that its cell is too much, it is hard, and now these people start running away from here, and this mantis also starts following them, and mantis does an attack so that another dodo bird dies, but the wolf survives the attack, and the wolf says take the girl quickly and get out of here. Till then I distract her and attack this mantis and cut her into small pieces in a very stylish way. And now as soon as it is about to fall, then Godzilla comes there and saves this wolf, and these people see that this mantis was very dangerous and 2 of their dodo birds have been killed in there, but now the wolf says that it is still not too late, we should run away from here, but Godzilla says that if we go empty-handed, that ugly bird will laugh at us, so now these people start moving forward and say Godzilla. It is said that wolf, you cut these trees with the help of your sword, and King Kong can easily climb these trees, and King Kong climbs trees, and then suddenly a mantis attacks both of them from behind. But the wolf comes to know, and so he jumps up with Godzilla, and that mantis attacks this dodo bird, and seeing this I feel very bad for the dodo birds, because the dodos in our world there are birds, their number is very less, and in this manga all these dodo birds are being killed openly, really I feel very bad. Let's rest in peace. And now Godzilla is climbing the tree with great difficulty, and there are many mantises. And the wolf says that we have to climb up quickly, otherwise it may be very difficult for us. And now these mantises, now let's try to fly, and really they are flying in the air, don't know what is going to happen to these 3, and Godzilla says I forgot that mantis can fly too, and now mantis will attack these 3, they reach to attack and also attack, and the wolf is able to escape from their attack with great difficulty, and at the same time it is attacking them and also attacks on Godzilla. But Godzilla attacks that mantis, escapes, and after that they all come forward to attack them with great speed, and Godzilla says that these people are bullying a small child. Do these people want to fight with me? And now saying this, Godzilla jumps on top of a mantis, then after that he charges himself to bite and does a dangerous bite to this mantis. What if Godzilla consumes the power of this mantis?
Now Godzilla had started eating that mantis, so that now that mantis is suffering a lot, and then suddenly bubbles rise on the ground and a tongue comes out which is going straight towards Godzilla and mantis, and directly that tongue catches that mantis. Then after that we are shown a very big frog, which is mutant Mars big frog, whose length is 20 meters, and it waits for its prey in this swamp, and as soon as big frog that mantis, Godzilla jumps and runs away from there, and there the girl also comes and catches Godzilla, so that Godzilla is saved, and Godzilla says that you stay there. This frog is whatever moves, notices and attacks him, and in the same way this frog hunts, and the frog is now checking whether it still has any prey left or not, and Godzilla says that until we take it from here so he will not know anything about us, and then this frog prepares an attack with his mouth and hits it directly on a tree, so that the tree breaks and the wolf starts falling down from there, and the frog catches it with his tongue and tries to bring it to his mouth with great speed, but the wolf grabs hold of a vine and there stops it. Is a little difficult for the frog to pull it, and then there Godzilla and the girl come to save the wolf, and Godzilla says you throw your sword at me, and the wolf does the same to the sword of Godzilla, throws it to the side, but Godzilla is too noob to catch that sword. And after seeing this the wolf gets very angry and abuses him, due to which his jaw gets released from the vine, and now he starts going directly into the frog's mouth, and then Godzilla grabs one leg of that mantis and with that attacks the frog's tongue, so that the frog's tongue is cut into 2 pieces and the wolf gets free, and with great speed the wolf attacks that frog and makes that frog rest in peace there, and this gives us, it turns out that really this wolf is very strong, and that's where the game over happens to this big frog, and there Godzilla and the girl come, and Godzilla says really brother wolf you are so awesome ho, and there the wolf asks tell me where is my sword. In response to this Godzilla says I am sorry whatever, my target is very weak, but never mind, I will get you a new sword one day, and there this girl says brother wolf your sword is there, and they see that sword is stuck on a branch, and after seeing this the wolf is very happy because perhaps he thinks of the sword as his son. But the wolf after it says that the dodo birds that were there are gone. Now what will we do after this to cross this swamp? The Godzilla who is there says don't worry too much. We have a way to get us out of here, and after a while, those guys are skating through the swamp and moving on. But the wolf is thinking in his mind, really, I could not have thought that I could skate through this quagmire, really, there is a lot of difference between the monsters and the humans. Now I also have to learn a lot from this boy, and then suddenly there is a cry of a child in front, and after hearing this, these people do not understand whose voice it is. Then after this, when Godzilla hears the cry of a human child, He says, "Are there really human children in this swamp? It is not understood." And the girl also says that there are human children who that they are crying, and the wolf also asks that there can be human children here. Then Godzilla says, "I do not even know. Maybe it can happen," and then suddenly the sound stops coming. These people do not understand what is happening after all, and only then a dangerous eye is watching them behind them, and Godzilla also comes to know that someone is watching them, and only then a huge salamander attacks on them, which is very much the salamander attacks and is about to eat them, but from there Godzilla and the wolf escape with great difficulty and start running away from there. These people know that these people cannot fight with this salamander in this swampy area. That's why now these people start running away from here very fast, but this salamander is not going to leave the chase, and only then the girl who is holding a vine swings on him so that he hangs in a vine, and all three escape from the attack of this salamander, but still this salamander is not going to give up chasing them no matter how far they go, and then suddenly in front of them and there comes a huge salamander which is even bigger than the last one, and all three start going straight into the salamander's mouth, and the wolf says that we should jump backwards, but Godzilla says that it's too big right now, it's too late. This salamander doesn't have teeth, it will swallow us directly, so we should go directly into its stomach. And there will be acid in his stomach, and these people now start going directly into the mouth of this salamander and talking about this wolf. It is going down very style, but Godzilla and the girl are having trouble, but still this wolf is big, he comes down easily, and after coming down, the wolf says that his stomach is very bad. There is acid in this place, it seems that all three of us are in its stomach, and the girl is smelling discus very much, and there Godzilla says that yes, it is her stomach, but it has eaten us really in this swampy area. There are a lot of dangerous creatures in this one, dead tree mantis and giant frog, they wanted to eat us all, but now I will eat this salamander, and it starts eating this salamander very fast, and it will get a lot of evolution points, and it gives some new rewards. So that Godzilla now starts eating it with great speed, and on the other hand, this girl feels nauseous. She says that we had breakfast this morning, are you hungry so early? Gets and Wolf says as your plan is that you will eat this salamander's stomach, it is not necessary to do this, but I am also confident if we harm its stomach it will kick us out. Now thinking now these people get ready to attack, and there Godzilla says that this salamander is very dangerous. This one is going to kill us very easily, that's why we will fight with it from inside and defeat it from inside, and on the other hand this salamander is in a lot of trouble outside, and after that the small salamander is going to eat it, and at the same time, these three also come to know that this big salamander is going to eat the smaller salamander now. But Godzilla says that if he swallows that salamander, there will be no room left for us, which may happen. We should be killed, but the wolf says that there is no need to take tension. I only cut the stomach of this salamander, and it directly cuts the stomach of this salamander. And the wolf cuts this salamander into 2 pieces. Then after that all come out of his stomach, and this girl is very happy, but the Godzilla is not full, it is still eating the salamander. And says that the meat of this salamander is very fresh and delicious. It tastes very good even without roasting in the fire. And the wolf says, I don't know if there is any other salamander around here. That's why we should go, and now these people start their journey again, and when these people go ahead there are many roots of trees, this is the area of swamp bones, and only then some smoke starts coming from there so that it's getting a bit difficult to see ahead, and now all 3 of them breathe in that smoke, they feel very strange, and then Godzilla feels something and all 3 of them start getting weak, and Godzilla says somewhere the smoke is not poisonous, and only then a strange flower comes in front of them which is very big, and it emits poisonous gas from inside. Godzilla is taking it, and after seeing this, Godzilla tells everyone that poison is coming out of this flower, and then Godzilla calls the system. But the system is also in trouble, and Godzilla is asking the system, do you have a gas mask? So the system says I don't have a gas mask, if you need a gas mask you will have to pay a lot of evolution points. Really this system is very mean, but Godzilla now clearly refuses to take the gas mask. He says that I didn't know that you will ask for evolution points even in such a movement. It is better to work with my clothes, and Godzilla tears his cloth and gives it to both of them and says that there is no water in this place. So you mix your urine in this cloth and the wolf says are you kidding, but Godzilla says there is no water here, so we have to mix our urine which will make this cloth wet, and we have to cover our nose and mouth with it that we will be able to escape from this poisonous gas. Otherwise we will become even more weak, and at the same time these two now add your urine to that cloth. But this girl is very ashamed, she does not understand what to do. But Godzilla gives her his urine cloth, but it stinks very much. But now they wrap those clothes in their nose and mouth and start moving forward, but strange sounds start coming there, and there comes a mutant titan beetle whose length is 5 meters and the weight is 2 tons. Their body is very hard and they are very strong, and all three now become alert, and only then this beetle attacks all three, but all three escape from its attack. And the wolf attacks this beetle by jumping upwards and throws it away and kills it very quickly, but there are many more beetles coming which are coming towards them, and now these three start running from there, and as soon as these people go ahead, they see strange plants. But these people move ahead, and only then there a beetle comes and attacks a plant on top of that beetle. Beginning of this part we see that this plant has eaten a big beetle, and after seeing this all three of them are very surprised, while this girl says, "What kind of thing is this? There are plants," and the wolf doesn't even understand. But Godzilla explains that it's the same plant you told me about, which eats other monsters, and all the plants there are now eating beetles, and seeing this, all the beetles run away. And now Godzilla and his companions are also running away. Because the situation has changed a lot, and as soon as all three they go ahead, then a big plant swallows them, but at the right time, Godzilla pushes them both, so that the wolf and the girl escape from the attack of that plant. But Godzilla gets trapped, and after seeing this girl is worried for Godzilla. And this girl goes ahead and tries to get Godzilla out. But Godzilla tells them that you guys are not helping me, you guys are hurting me. And the wolf says that, I will help you to open the mouth of this plant. But then suddenly beetles are also coming there with great speed, and one beetle attacks them. And the attack of that beetle worsens the condition of that plant. But this causes problems to Godzilla, and he starts going inside the plant's mouth again. But this girl catches him, but Godzilla says, and then all of a sudden this girl's foot slips. And they both go inside the mouth of this plant, and Godzilla comes out. And the plant's mouth is now closed, and this plant has turned on its digestion system. But Godzilla is very worried about the girl. He looks around to see where the girl is. Then he dives to the bottom, and tries to find it, and finds the girl. But this liquid is too corrosive, which burns Godzilla's wound. But still Godzilla doesn't give up, he tries to save the girl, yes. But Godzilla has a lot of breathing problems, and maybe the girl has the same problem, she is also unable to breathe, and in such a situation Godzilla also can't do much, and thinks in his mind that he now has to turn into a monster. So now holding the girl starts turning into a monster, and as soon as Godzilla transforms into his monster form, he tears the plant and comes out, but now Godzilla gets stuck in the swamp. Fell from the sky, and stuck in a palm tree. But Godzilla tells the wolf to catch this girl, and Godzilla throws the girl to the wolf and the wolf catches her. The wolf is a good fielder. It seems that he is an all-rounder. But now both of them do not understand how they can help Godzilla. The size of these people is very small, so that they cannot lift Godzilla. But the wolf girl can get a tree. And where there are many vines above, maybe this vine can handle the weight of Godzilla. So now the girl is also transforms into a King Kong form, and jumps straight up like a tree and climbs a tree, and grabs a vine and throws it at Godzilla, which Godzilla catches, and now Godzilla gets out of the swamp. And now Godzilla is very happy. It's good that this big tree is here, otherwise Godzilla would have been in more trouble. But this tree is looking a little weird, and then Godzilla feels something, and when he checks that tree, he sees that this tree is a man-eating tree. Then after this Godzilla says, King Kong, you come down. This tree is dangerous. But King Kong does not understand why Godzilla is shouting. And we also see this tree, which is very creepy looking. And when King Kong sees this, he is very scared because he has never seen anything like this in his entire life. But King Kong gets caught by the man-eating tree, and starts pulling him up now. but the wolf rushes forward to save King Kong, and tries to chop down the tree, and at the same time Godzilla charges himself, saying that you want to bully my colleagues with wooden sticks. And saying this, direct attacks him, so that King Kong falls down from that vine. Then after this all the vines are now going to the swamp. And after seeing this, Godzilla is unable to understand what the situation is. And later Godzilla understands that this vine is going into the swamp, so that it gets wet and the flame has no effect on them. Really, this tree is very intelligent. But King Kong, this one is totally intoxicated, angrily biting the vines of the man-eating tree with her mouth. Really the girls who don't have patience inside them. Then all the vines that are there now gather themselves at one place, and make themselves a big hand. And after seeing this, he is very surprised, and Godzilla's condition is very bad after seeing this. But Godzilla says that in reality this man-eating tree has made a human hand by joining the vines. Is there a spirit inside this tree? Then this vine uses itself like a punch on them, but King Kong is not going to give up, because women empowerment. She directly attacks that vine-like hand, and starts fighting, but King Kong is a little weak, so she can't do much, and after seeing this, Godzilla charges himself again, and is about to attack again, but then his eggs explode. Which is very painful, but I have a question, can this man-eating tree do this too? I feel too bad for Godzilla. Looks like Godzilla is still a virgin. And now King Kong and Godzilla have been caught by the vine, and then Godzilla says if you have the guts, put me down and we'll fight one more time. And the wolf also moves towards Godzilla with great speed to save Godzilla, but the one who is vine, turns Godzilla in front and uses Godzilla as a protective shield, so that some of the wolf's attacks on Godzilla attacks Reed and Godzilla narrowly escapes, and after seeing this, now the wolf is very shocked, and then the wolf also gets a punch so that he flies far away in the air, just like Lovebird. And after seeing this, Godzilla thanks the wolf for flying in the air, to buy some time for him, and Godzilla is thinking that, I will again attack this tree with my explosive bomb. But the man-eating tree, with the help of vine, ties Godzilla's mouth. Really this man-eating tree is very smart, heads off you brother. And now Godzilla is feeling that everything is over, and only then the explosive bomb gets blasted in his mouth. Due to which Godzilla is in a lot of pain. A small tree has made Godzilla like this and Godzilla is very unhappy with this. Then Godzilla calls the system and says tell me, how many evolution points do I have? Then the system tells that, now you have 2.1 million evolution points, and after hearing this, Godzilla says, so whatever the points are, apply them to my height so that my body will grow up, and this vine will break on its own. This is Godzilla's plan, and then the system also does the same, so that now Godzilla's height starts increasing, and now even the vine which is there, can't bear it and Godzilla now becomes free. And now Godzilla is he gets even more angry, and when King Kong and Wolf see, they are both very surprised, because Godzilla has grown in height, and has become taller. And then Godzilla now falls down, and while falling down, he attacks the tree with his explosive bomb, and Godzilla's power is so great that it pierces through the middle of the tree, right in the middle. And Godzilla says, are you still not going to leave them both? If that is the case then I will have to use my dragon lightsaber. And saying this Godzilla makes another attack on him, and this power is more dangerous, and after this King Kong and the wolf are also freed, and then they come down, and King Kong says you wait on, I'm going to bring some vines. But Godzilla says that leave me alone now, and this strange tree will catch me again and says Godzilla. Tree now you must have understood, do you want to fight with me again? I will cut your roots only, and after hearing this the tree which is now comes out. And says, I am no more I don't want to fight, I won't fight. And when Godzilla sees that this tree can talk like humans and its mouth is like this. All three of you keep your mouth open, then after that the tree says. Yes it's true from the beginning, I didn't want you guys to die. You're not like those stupid monsters who want to eat your strength. But Godzilla says after all how can you say that you are scared of us? How can I trust you so easily? Your eyes are still looking strange. But this tree says, boy, I don't want to lose you. You are just a swamp. If I don't do something now, you'll end up in the swamp, inside. Godzilla says that I have many ways out of here, and thinks to himself that with King Kong's help, I can all come out of the place, I'll be in my human form. And Godzilla lets out a loud roar, which is a cry, and the tree gets really scared after hearing that. I didn't do anything to you, why are you crying? And then Godzilla realizes that he is coming here, and Godzilla says King Kong quickly grab the vine and put it on the ground, and we just have to wait for the right moment. And then a salamander comes over there very quickly, and King Kong was very patiently waiting for this salamander. If you liked this video and want to see the next part, subscribe my channel.